Everybody. Hopefully, everybody is ready to do some learning today. So, Coach said it's okay if we go ahead and stream his playlist. Hopefully, my computer will act okay today. Welcome, 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 one. Welcome all to the Aftermarket weekend watch party where we're going to go ahead and stream Coach's tutorial playlist today. I'm your host, J&J Video Reacts. Welcome. Welcome anybody who is a trader. This is a stream that's created by traders for traders. And I'll tell you what, I love my ADT family. I think I even got somebody in here with me. Hold on one second. Let me go ahead and get this thumbnail off here. Okay, who do we have in here with us? Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Ralph. What's up, honey?
Ain't much. I try to leave you alone this weekend, you and Sheila, but I see you're gonna be hard down trading training today, so let's get it started. I'm always ready to talk about trading.
I know Sheila's working, so I figured, you know what? I ain't got nothing to do. I've been telling Coach I wanted to do this for a minute. And he was like, him and his wife are going to spend some date time this weekend. So I said, hey, how about I go ahead and do that stream and put the playlist on. He said, I ain't got no problem with that. So it was on and popping.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I'm always ready to learn.
Yeah, me
when it
too.
comes to Coach's videos, I watch them over and over and over and over again because I'm telling you,
it's good shit.
Think you done seen everything, you might miss something and you pick up something the next time. And I'm telling you, I tell everybody once they join the group, listen, go to them videos. Them videos are gold.
Yes.
Listen, watch them over and over and over and over and over. I'm telling you, each time you watch it, you'll be like, okay, how did I miss that?
Right.
You know?
Right. So I'm going to go ahead. Hopefully my computer will cooperate with me. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let me go ahead and pause this music. And let's see. Let's pause that. All right. Now let me go ahead to share the stream. And let's see. Let me get over here and pull up YouTube. So how you doing so far today? You got your coffee?
Well, I must have got up. You know how my sleep cycle is. I don't know. I went to sleep after hours yesterday. I must have woke up at about midnight because my body. It seemed like my body don't get used to waking up until the right time until the weekend hits. And then I stayed up for a little while, went back to sleep, and got up at around about 7. So I've pretty much been up. You know, I'm pretty much I done turned into a vampire here in the past few months. Ever since May, since I done turned into a vampire. Listen. In the beginning, I was just not in the beginning, but after I started that different thing, I was nonstop. I was going crazy. I was listening Asian market, London market, New York session, go to sleep and get up and repeat the same thing over and over. So I'm starting to tame that now. And I'm glad we have this aftermarket thing going because it helps a lot. I'm pretty sure it's helping others because it seems like they're coming back. So I wonder how Cox is doing. I was thinking about him.
I know. I sent him a link. I told him, like, hey man, it ain't much, but I'll send you a couple dollars from, people sending me few hits from the stream. I really appreciated that. And I said, I don't feel right if I don't at least share something with him and see if he needs something. You know what I mean? It wasn't much, but he never responded. So I'm like, I hope everything is okay. And I sent him the link about this morning. Let me punch this in here. American Dream. And yeah, he didn't respond. I sent him a link to the stream. So all we can do is just keep checking in on him. I typed it in so much. All I gotta do is type AM Ralph.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right,
But
click on
yeah, I
the
hope he's
logo.
all right. Yeah, I'm
I
pretty
do
sure
too.
he is. I'm
I
pretty
do
sure
too.
he is.
There it is,
Yeah.
playlists. And there's this one that we want. Okay, let me go ahead and jump back over to Restream. Can we see and hear that?
I can see it. I'm on the other thing. I'm not on YouTube. That's somebody in the chat. Can y'all hear it?
Can everybody see and hear that?
Um, I can't hear it. I don't know about everyone else.
You can't hear it?
No.
Okay, you know what? Wait a minute. I know what's going on.
And while you will lose from here to this point,
I
the
can
advantage
hear it
is
now.
here it can't hold, it's going to go just
Yes,
like
I
that.
can hear it.
So instead of keep taking
can?
that, trying to go, I'm going to break this, and you buy it early, and
Yes,
then
I
it
can hear
pulls,
it
and you
now.
lose, and then it comes up here, you buy here, it pulls. Well, now, when you should have honestly waited, perfect entry, which was literally it comes up, pulls, but it comes up, starts to make new candles inside of here. That is your buy, right? Because now it's long. Does everybody see the difference? You know how many times I've tried to go, I'm buying it right here because if it pops, I'm gonna, and then it goes, no, oh, never mind, I'm gonna buy it right here because if it pops, it's gonna moon. No.
So you would look at the Elliott wave at all to see how it's all green and looking like it's strong?
Well, that's the thing is you should have already been in here, right?
Right, but I'm just saying it's at that line and this.
Yeah, well, that's okay though, because this is what's the next important thing. If you didn't enter at the right time, which was here, now you're scalping, right?
Right.
So now we've gone from it should have been here, which this is awesome, to now we got a call out. Hey, coach, this looks good, and I'd say, "Yep, that looks good." Well, now this is a critical move, right? And look what it's doing. Right? So now it's critical. Where had we got in at the right time, yeah, it would have been awesome. But now it's not. Look at what it did. Anybody see here?
Yeah.
Engulfing.
You know what I'm saying?
Psychic.
So this is what I'm telling you is we'd have been like, yeah, this is awesome. Everything is set up. This is great. This looks, oh yeah, it's been awesome. But if you didn't see this, boom, you just got destroyed.
That was cool, right?
That was it. And then another thing I noticed was the EWOs was dropping off. Up there where he was talking about you would have got destroyed.
Wait a minute. Say that again, because you broke
Yep.
up.
I,
Say that one
I
more
said
time.
up there what he was talking about, you would have got destroyed. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So what he was like, you would have got destroyed. You can notice the EWOs are beginning to drop off. And then the engulfing candle just came out of nowhere, you know?
Yeah.
But that pattern looked like it was going to the moon, you know? So if you're not paying attention, you'll get wrecked.
Right. And that is, how many times has that happened to us, especially being new? You know, because all of us, I'm definitely a new trader. I don't care that I've been doing it 7 months. I'm still new. Anybody who doesn't have at least like 10 years experience is new. Like they say,
Exactly, yeah.
Brady and those guys are unicorns. The fact that they saw so much success so early, that's not the norm. That's just like expecting a stock to run every day. That's not going to happen. So you want
I treat it like a degree. You need to have at least 4 years to become seasoned. Then that's
right,
whenever your time start after that.
right. And you can begin to predict moves and know when things are going to happen.
Right. It's information overload is what it is. Because I remember it was like we need to put everything in one place and go here to find this. Like, dude, even if we get everything and all the rules and put them all on one list for you, it's still gonna be way. It's still gonna be so much that it'll take days to go through all the information. So I think the best thing to do is just take things one at a time and learn this and master it 1 week, and then you go to the next thing, and then sooner or later, with time, stuff will come together, and you'll begin to see some progress. But just don't stop,
Right,
because of a few bad days.
right. All right, I'm going to go ahead and let the next one play.
All right, do
Intro
your
to
thing.
call options. This is the one where everybody always loves this one because this is the one that Jimmy is in.
My
Where you
favorite one.
first start. I know, me too. I almost know it by heart. Let's fire it up.
Airbnb, Jimmy, in an option, okay? Just do one. See how you like. One contract, Jimmy, not 100,000. Airbnb, Airbnb. Just by taking off again. Oh,
It's
thank
expensive.
you.
It's $100. It's expensive.
Is it? I don't know. Let me look. It's 200. Jimmy, $200. You can get one. Buy one. One contract. Just one, Jimmy.
That options.
Yep.
It says it's $10,000.
No. Make sure your quantity is right. It should say
That's
one.
100.
Your
That's
quantity
100,
should be one.
Hey, Arlo.
You have to have 100 shares.
No. A contract just equates to 100 shares. That's all it means.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay, so November 11th.
Yep.
November 11th. Sorry if this is helping it or not.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yep.
So November 11th.
Uh-huh.
Expiration date.
Yep, that's the expiration date.
And it's strike
It's
price.
going to be 101.
What did you say? 101?
101 will be your strike price.
Oh, 101. Mine says 100.
Well, you can change that. There's a bracket there to change it.
Okay, 101. Okay.
Yep.
And then it says limit price at 3. What's that?
The
3.
limit price should be around 212.
Is he doing a call or what?
He's doing a call. You're doing a call, right, Jimmy?
Yes.
Okay, so your strike price would be around your price to pay for it's around $2.12. Now it's $2.14. Now it's $2.18.
I just made 8% on.
Yeah, I know it's flying up. I just made $225 while
Okay,
talking to you
it's
about it.
right?
Yep.
Oh, automation. No.
Now it's $2.23.
Gotta be quick.
Now it's $2.25. Now it's $2.30. Yeah, Jimmy's starting to realize how fast options move.
Wow.
It moves super fast.
Which one you want so I can watch?
A, B, and B. A, B, and B. There it goes. Now, Jimmy, it's up to 230, 232.
Nice work.
High a day. Now it's up 236. Now it's 239.
Yeah, I just got in.
Nice.
to do my order. It took Brady 1 second.
246. Now I'm up over 1,000 on it since showing Jimmy how to do it.
Yes.
252. Now it's up $1,200.
You guys are just the best. This is so awesome.
How many shares did you buy, Coach?
I bought 30 contracts, which was only $7,500, by the way. So I'm up 20% since calling that out to everybody. Now it's up, 1,500.
Should I get down?
No, Jimmy, you should be. You're way up, right, Jimmy?
Yeah, because you know what? What's really funny is it auto-populated 100, and I thought I changed it, but it went back to 100. I bought 100 check or 100 whatever.
Jimmy, you bought 100 contracts, right? Yeah, I'm going to walk you through this. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So what you can start doing is you can start shedding this, right? Start shedding, like shed half.
Okay.
So what I do is I go in, like I'm going to do it with you. 15, right?
It's
So
going
do 50.
to keep going up here.
That's okay. I mean, you want to collect profits on the way up. So if it yanks really hard, you don't lose it all, right? So we don't stay in heavy the whole way unless you're going to use a stop in there.
Yeah.
I would tell you how to use a stop, but I'm not sure you know how to do that, right? And you're already way up.
I don't know how to do that.
That's what I mean, and I don't know off of that.
Okay, that's fine.
So just
I'll
shape
sell these right here.
shell, or 50 of them, right? So you only leave a little bit.
Okay.
But I do want you to learn how to put in a stop, right?
Okay, that's fine. Let's just do that. I'll learn later on one share.
Yep. So at least right now
There
you're
we go. Let me get down
20,
right here.
20, 30 grand off it probably.
I just did 50 shares.
Okay, good. 50 contracts are gone.
There are 50
Yep.
contracts.
Yep. So you have 50 more. It looks good though. See how it's buying. Look at the wick. Nice
Yeah, I
wick
see
to
it.
the upside. Yep. Looking good. This is why though I start to shed some, right? Because we can always re-enter it. So if it pulls way back,
It's the same concept, right?
yeah, it's the exact same kind of, absolutely.
That's one of the most beautiful moments, Jimmy. I was rolling.
I love it.
Loved that.
Love it. So
Okay,
Jimmy,
I'm going to
you're still
jump out
holding,
right here.
you're still holding 50, right, Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm just going to jump out right here.
Okay,
That's
that's good.
101.
And you want out?
Brady, are you still in it, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm still in it.
Yeah, I'm still in. I still got 15 in it.
Okay.
Yeah. Just remember, if it's an option, we call it a contract, right?
Jimmy,
One
while you're
contract is
riding it-
100 shares.
Correct. One contract is equivalent to 100 shares.
I like in the beginning he was like, "That's expensive." Jimmy, that's expensive.
Huh? What'd you say?
I said I like in the beginning whenever coach was like, "Just buy 100." Jimmy, well, like 100, that's expensive, you know. And then he buys 300.
He's like, it's $200. He's like, it's $100. You can get one.
Yeah, coach like, you can get one. Just get one.
He knew Jimmy. Jimmy might have he knew that Jimmy was capable of hitting that by mistake, and I'll be damned if he didn't do it. He's like, one of my favorite part is like, yeah, because you know what? That one little section where Jimmy says, yeah, because you know what? But that's so cool about how he literally stepped him through. That's what kind of mentor and coach he is. He will step, like how he's working with Arlo. He is taking her under his wing and making sure that she understands, and we're all learning along the way with her how to stay in a trade. You know,
I love it.
I
love it.
love it. It's helping her, it's helping us, and he's going to create a bunch of millionaires. We're not going to all do it in the same time frame, but we're all, and even if, hey, look, I'll take 100,000 there at this point. Okay. So,
For real.
you know, but million's my destination.
One thing I
All right,
noticed
for the
about
next-
our group,
What?
is that like even if you at work, like I think we had one girl that was she said she only can listen because she's at work, so she
Yeah.
can't ask questions and stuff. If you listen long enough, the question that you been wanting to ask, but it'll come up
Yeah.
eventually. Eventually, someone will ask the question that you've been wanting to know, and you can just check that one off. That's if you like work all the time, and you can't
If
chime
you
into the
watch all
group.
these videos, you
Yeah,
will eventually get all
exactly.
of your questions answered.
Right.
You know. So there's no excuse for new people. We got to we're sitting here, we're stepping you through them, we're watching them with you. Ain't no excuse. I haven't seen it. Put the time in. If you want to succeed, you got to put the time in. And now you can't say, "Oh, I don't know how to get it." It's come on right here
Now
and
we
sit
here.
here and
We
watch.
here on the weekend now.
Yep.
Let's go.
So there's no excuse. All right, let's fire it up.
Was still good, right? You had a lot to bring it down. Now you've got in this range. You already knew you were in big trouble, and if not, this got. This is an undecided, which means we were going to, which now means we're probably going to go down. Sellers pushing it down. This one was a 100% sure, telling you get the hell out of here, dude. It's hard out because you already got pushed down here. You already giant tremendous candle. You already got away, and there's your hammer. You better get out, and if not, I'm going to run you over.
That's like one of my favorite ones.
That was a
right
good
there.
one. Hey Don, can you replay that one? That was a good one. How did I miss this one?
I'm
That was
gonna
a good one,
replay
Don. Can you?
that
Yeah,
one
replay that one
because
for me,
that's a
please.
short one.
Yeah.
Right? Candle always on a scalp. There's your break and hold. See it?
Got to get to the other one. My computer.
Back down. Hold it.
All right, here we go.
Are you ready? So this was still good. Obviously was bad, right? A lot of sellers pushing it down. Now you got to really be careful because you were in this range. You already knew you're not. You're about to find out. This is an undecided, which means we were going to the up, which now means we probably down. Right here, the seller's pushing it down. This one was a 100% sure, telling you get the you already saw a giant, tremendous candle. You turn signal to go the other way, and there's your hammer. You better get out, and if not, I'm going to run you over.
Did you guys see that?
I saw it. It was choppy a little bit, Don, but that pattern right there is one that I look for all the time. Like whenever they push it up, and then you get that engulfing red candle come down, I always look for them to try to take it over the top again, and then that bar will come up and turn into a rejection
Yeah.
candle, and you know it's about to go down. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I can always tell whenever they run out of I guess steam, is they trying to get it over that point, but the sellers just won't allow them. It just overtake them. Like Coach say, once you see that hammer come up, listen, it's over. Get out. you know.
Yeah, and it's like it's so funny
The
because
break and
yesterday
hold.
I experienced a lot of that. Yeah, and it was
Mhm.
like, wow, I can see where these guys are. When it goes one way, it's gonna, eventually go the other way. And I'm thinking about the smart money thing now, but yeah, and the break and hold, that's another one. That's a tricky one because you're sitting at
Yes,
a
that's a
critical
tricky one.
level. You're sitting at a critical level where you don't
Yesterday,
know. what's going to happen?
Yesterday when you was in Apple, you text me back. You was like, I got 5 or 10. I don't know how many contracts you say you had, but I said, let me take a look at Apple. And the first
5.
thing I saw was like this trend line.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you had 5 contracts. I saw this trend that was just going down. And I put the trend line on it. I said, "Darn, this look like it's gonna be a break and retest. So it's gonna look like it's gonna go down. If it reject, get ready because it's about to go up. You know."
Right.
I always look for the break and hold because I don't care if it's a key horizontal level, like a channel, anything, any breakout usually is followed with a retest. Now, not all the time. Sometimes they just break out and keep going. But most of the time, whenever it falls back, I guess that's because they taking profits or whatever, and then it get pushed up
Right.
because of the orders that's left behind. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's see what the video gonna say. The break and hold.
Higher, that's a break and hold, right? We're doing 1 minute candle, always break
Half candle roll.
anymore, right? So of course this is more of a dangerous than sitting down here, doesn't it? Now we've got potential more to the upside. Am I right? So we dip a Danny DeVito toe. This is where I talk about sizing. We do this. I've now sized in a smaller position. I'm talking about if this pulls back, it doesn't hurt me that. The up, right? I add to the positive side. I never losing. Because if it starts to go up, I was right at the time of entry. So now planning up, correct? Does that make sense to everybody? So I won't go heavy here because we know this is a danger zone. We're scalping. I can scalp now if I want. I mean, you can see right here, I'm already to the green, right? I have room to go on Google. We know we get it the hell out. Right there it goes. You see how it's going to the upside? Trying to add more on Google here. Can't add. It's going too fast. I'll just cancel the order. Facing it. Now you're in a positive on Google. Do you see it? There you go. There it goes. So if that makes sense to everybody, that's a break and hold.
Man, I wish I was as fast as Coach. I would have been trying to add on more. I'm sitting there hoping to go up.
But you know how Coach is. Coach will
This
add
is
on.
he's fast.
So now we
Shaving
got,
option profit. Now this is important here.
yeah, you know, shaving options for profit. And, you know, this is huge because a lot of people will get in trades, and usually I'm one of them because I'll only usually have one contract because that's all I can afford at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get into where you get a premium or get into a smaller cap stock where you can afford to buy 2 contracts, which makes more sense. If you've only got $50 and you want to get 2 $25 contracts, go to a Soxel or go to a CCL or something like that, where your 25 or 50 bucks in 2 contracts is going to gain you some traction. The delta is going to be better.
Exactly.
You try to do that on Tesla, you're going to be way out on a 0.02 delta. You're not going to see any gain from that unless Tesla has one of those crazy run up days or run down days.
You can get TSLL instead of Tesla. Same movements, you know.
Right. And the VIP is where we learned all this. You know, he teaches you this in the VIP. So if you're not a part of that, you're crazy.
I'm coming.
If you can afford it, get in it.
And once it popped, then I shaved, right?
Yeah. Just watching the go.
So what I'm doing here, and I know it's like, oh, you want to let them ride. Well, no, listen, when you're collecting big profits, you don't need the whole thing in there, right? So you can see I'm up $2,700. We still have 15 contracts and we can let that work its magic. But now I've got, you know, a $2,900 buffer off of 15 contracts. You see how it's much easier to work with at that point? If I had the whole weight in there and this breeze back even a little bit, it's going to change drastically how much you're up, right? So now I'm looking to shave more. Now we're over 3,000 on the trade. There it goes. Now we're holding 10 contracts. HD still looking good. Because remember, we can re-add anytime we want, right? Now what I'm doing is I'm checking out here. Right here is going to be major resistance. Do you see this? So the 313, I'm going to shed a little more here.
All right. It's probably going to bounce off resistance line.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Yep, exactly. Because right here, it's either going to pull really hard or it's going to pop. But guess what? I don't want to be sitting in a ton, right, to see if it's going to pop. If it pops, I can add more, correct? So we collect our profit, right, minimizing our risk, and let this run to the upside. So now what I'm looking at, 312. Oh, see, there goes the pullback. See it right there? That's what we don't want. Just like that. Bang them out. Now, that move, see this move? This pullback here, if I would have been holding 60 contracts, would have wiped out at least $2,000 of the $3,000 I profited, right?
Now, on that one, what I saw basically, Coach, is like, it's a resistance line. We know that. But since I've been learning this, I'm thinking that engulfing candle that lines up with that resistance right there, it's probably going to be sell orders right there. That's going to, because usually when they go in with a bunch of orders, there's going to be some leftover order. They just leave them there, and that's where the rejection come in, because if they let it pass, then now they put it at a loss. And, smart money, and people that add on to it,
Yep. Eric, the link, I'm typing it out now, but the link is in the description.
Oh, Eric is here?
Smoto in the house, baby.
Yes, come on, join in, Eric.
Okay, so I don't even need to type now that the video's finished. If you want to, Arlo, it worked. So I'm chalking it up to I must not have went in after I added the stream and added it in. That's the only thing. I left myself a space to, but I was still actually in the process of creating it. So I meant to go back once it was created and the link was available to go add it back in, and I must not have done that because it worked like a charm today. So Eric and anybody, if you want to, instead of me, Arlo came up with a great idea. Instead of me keep on trying to go in the stream and enter it in the chat 10 million times, and that way you guys don't have to scroll all the way up.
In the description?
Yep.
Yeah.
In the description of this video, the tip jar link is in there. The referral link to American Dream Trading is in there, as is the link to this stream if you want to come on the panel. So go in there if you want to come on up and talk with us, and click that link, and that way we can chop these videos up together and talk about them.
Arlo, Miranda.
Get in here, ladies. Well, I know Arlo's chilling right now. I was surprised to even see her in here because she's having some time with her now. So, but I'm so glad that she's here because I'm like, hey man, that's some dedication right there to still even be a part of what we're doing today. So we appreciate you, girl. Paper trading versus real trading.
This is a class that needs to play. Paper trading is really good. It's really good to paper trade, for real. But I don't want to get it. It's going to be different once you go live. I suggest before you just jump in, go in the smallest, whatever the broker, the smallest amount they'll let you trade with, and then start there. Because,
Let me get this overlay so we can see a little bit more of it. Okay, here we go. All right, cool.
I thought I saw Eric Smoto.
Yeah, he wasn't there.
Yeah, he is here.
He's not in there.
Yeah, I see him in the chat.
Hey, E. If you want to come on up, you're more than welcome, bro. The link is in the description. All right, I'm going to jump back over to YouTube and hit the play button and fire this up.
And paper trading, watch. See, this is what I do. If you have a 25K account, set it to 27. That's why I put it here. So this would be what you should start with if you're going to do, right, a margin account. But watch the difference. What did I just trade? What was the stock?
It's doing the same thing on SPY.
DRWG.
Okay, watch. GRWG, we're going to do the same thing. G market, 10 shares. Ready? And buy. Look, it's not done yet. It's sitting in my working order. Do you see it?
Yeah.
It's still not done. Look, it's still sitting there. Still, and there it is. Now I own it. Now I'm going to sell it. Still sitting there. Now it's sitting and working. Still sitting here. Still sitting here. Still sitting here. Still, and there it went. You see the difference?
Oh yeah.
I come up here, buy, sell. There you go, done. Let me draw it out for everybody else. Ed, everybody, in case you're wondering what is he talking about, what this means is head and shoulders. If it
My bad. I'm also in the middle of doing something. So yeah, that was huge. Because honestly, you know, that's one of the reasons I do smaller cap and smaller contract size options on the stuff that's in the market, because paper trading is something that you should always do, especially when you're brand new. I had already kind of had some experience with doing that option, you know, a couple times before. So that's why I didn't even know paper trading existed until I came to American Dream Trading. So I was already used to the mechanics of Robinhood, and I don't use Webull to trade, not yet anyway. I have used Webull to trade on the phone, so I'm familiar with the mechanics. So I wasn't afraid to actually get in and get my feet wet when, you know, I was in the group, because I had already done it once or twice before. But when you're brand spanking new and you've never done it, and even when you're new like us and you're having a bad week, that's the time to go back to it. It may not be realistic with how the fills are done, but at least it does give you an opportunity to see how stocks move and what you would gain from them if things worked out, you know, like how they do on paper trading, you know?
Right. You can use that to test strategies, and
Yep.
you know, paper trading is really good. And then you need to start off there. That's why I started off. I still paper trade to this day. You know.
I hear David talking about doing it all the time. When he's trying to back test something and test something, Mitch talked about it. They paper trade. They test things out. I hear Lolo yesterday said he went into paper trading and tested some stuff.
Yes.
So, you know, I think Eric says he does it too. So Bruno, everybody. So it's worth it to test strategies out.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Bruno. The link is in the description of the video if you guys want to come up on the panel and discuss these with us.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and let this one play.
breaks the plane right here where the shoulders are, right? It pulls. And do you see this? Yeah, just like this. Notice the shoulders aren't parallel, right? See this?
Yeah.
So I never go by that, and you just can't. There's too much movement. But I do like, only because people put weight on it, I do like that this looks like a head and shoulders. Again, head, shoulder, and then right here, this is what you look at. So as soon as it broke the same area as this one, people are like, hey, that's a head and shoulders. If it can't hold, it's going to pull. And it does, right? People put weight in it.
Right. What he was saying like that, the head and shoulders is never going to be perfect in real time. You know, everybody's looking for this perfect head and shoulders. I mean, I might have seen it. I mean, I have seen perfect ones
So right here,
before,
if you
but
go to
majority of
settings,
the time.
you go to
Okay, go ahead.
trade, active trade settings. Right here, if these are for, let's say, stocks, right here, market, we'll say, we'll make that control C, and then I can say sell that market, we'll make that control V. If I,
Anything you want to say about that one?
Well, the one before that one with the head and shoulders, I was just saying that the head and shoulders is not going to be perfect every time in real time, you know. And so whenever it forms, you know, people are putting weight in it, just like Coach said. So
Sometimes,
it's probably going to make the same. It's probably going to make the same
sometimes like
movement
shoulders on the half, like it's leaning over or something.
Yeah. Oh, it might be a
And the
humpback
shoulder.
head and shoulder.
Right.
Right. So
Ah,
if
I heard
you're
Bruno
looking
talking
for
about
that
hotkeys.
pattern.
I heard you guys talking about hotkeys the other day, so he's giving a quick tutorial on that.
All right.
So right here, if you go down to settings, if you go trade, active trade settings, right here, if these are for, let's say, stocks, right here, so I can tell it right here, right buy at the market, we'll make that control V. If I say done and I exit out, now right here, we'll go back to something. So this is GRWG, right? This is what we were testing with. So there's control C. Did you see it?
That's bad. Oh my God.
Right there.
Do you trade with Weeble?
No, I have Weaver. Yeah, I do trade. What am I talking about? I go on the phone though. I place my orders on the phone. But I chart with TradingView, and then I'm watching it on the TradingView chart, and then I just go into my phone. That's how I do it. I mean, I have the desktop app and everything, but the phone seems like it's more easier for me, you know. But that's how I do it. But I need
Yeah,
to
I
find
did.
another way.
I trade on my phone on Robinhood because it's just quick. It's in my hand. I don't need to sit there and try to stare at the computer, which, you know, Coach is right. When you got that big, vast area to look at, when you have vision issues, it's not as easy as you can just zero right in on your phone. So some people prefer to do everything on their phone, which I edit all my videos from my phone, everything. I don't use any software. I just do everything right from apps from my phone.
And then when it comes to Weeble, I notice a lot of people talk about the stops not hitting and everything. I don't seem to have that problem on the phone, you know? Like on the phone, it seems
Yeah,
like my
because
orders are
you're saying
smoother.
you're not using Wi-Fi or anything. You're using the cellular
Yeah,
data, which is running quicker.
right. So, I mean, I used the phone in the beginning, so that's what I use. But I mean, I got the computer. I'm using the trading view for the charting, and I watch that, and I just have the phone right there. Man. But the only problem I run into is when I get a phone call trying to place a trade. You know?
Wow, you see who's in the chat, right?
Let's see.
Coach, what's up, honey? We're addicted to you, man.
We are. We are.
What's up, honey? You should come up here,
There's a link.
Coach. I've been sending him the link, y'all. I've been trying to get him up here. Maybe one day. It's actually in the description of this video is the link if you want to bless us with your presence, bro. But yeah, we're just chopping it up.
We've been in,
and watching them one at a time, you know.
We've been in here trying to get as much coach as we can. We in here on the weekends watching videos.
Listen, we said there's no excuse for the new people now. If you know, we can do this like at least once a month, like maybe the first Saturday of every month, we do this watch party, and it's like, okay, no excuse. We will watch it with you. You know, there's those of us that have been with Coach for a little while now and understand his strategies will help you through them. You know, so there's no excuse. I haven't seen it. I haven't got a chance to get your ass over here first Saturday of the month and watch these videos with us, you know. Plan on it. The next one.
Or pop snap.
Yeah, just be on snap call.
Yeah. The very bottom, man. It's just been riding.
I like it.
You do the pop real quick.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna put a trailing stop. There you go.
Bro.
couldn't find it after I bought it.
If all the ADT family joined in then?
Yeah, I hope you. There we go. Nice. That's beautiful. I got a 10-cent trailing stop, which is nice. I paid 10 now. A trailing stop works. I paid 10.40, put a 10-cent trailing stop, right? I don't know exactly when it's set, but at 10.57, if it pulls back, right, to 10.47, which is above what I paid, it should trigger the trailing. Now, remember, I don't like the trailing stop, but it's got close. See what Snap wants to do here. Yeah, Snap's flying. Yeah, I'm up over 1,000 on Snap now. Nice. Keep moving it up. Oh, yeah. Now I'm up 2,400 for the day. Go on, Snap. Do your thing, boy. Isn't that funny? And guess what? Yep. We react, right? When the market does something, we can adapt, change, and go attack it. There, Gwen had just sold off. I made $1,000 off of that.
Nice.
That trailing stop is gold. I'm telling you. What I like to do, I heard Coach mention it one day, and I made the change, is I don't go right in with the trailing stop. I think I heard Pastor say he set the trailing stop in the beginning. I was doing that, and I get stopped out. But what I do is I go in with my regular stop or whatever when I'm doing shares, and once they get above the break-even point, that's whenever I come back and set the trailing stop. After that, I don't even need to look at it anymore, and just let it roll until it trail itself out.
And see, for all intents and purposes, that's what it's there
Exactly.
for, you know, to babysit the trade for you and stop you out whenever you set it to stop you out.
Right.
Now, you do want to check back in because stops have been known to break,
True.
but hey, you know, for the most part, that's what they're there for. Let's see what the next one is. Shout out to Carter. Carter kills it with these videos. And they just keep getting better and better and better.
So check this out. I mean, look at it, though. Tell me this wasn't textbook again. Everybody see this? True. It was drew out way before this hit down here. But we knew it from here. So,
Yeah, and I have that line, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Your play isn't until it breaks and holds below, right?
Okay.
Because, remember we talked about this yesterday. If it doesn't break and hold, and then you start to pull it down, it does exactly what happens here. It comes down, bounces. This is exactly what we talked about yesterday. If we're trying to get into it early, we're going to get burned every time when it does that.
Got it. Okay. I thought the confirmation was it just breaks through, not.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my mechanics are wrong. Okay.
Yeah. It's got to break through and hold. So that's why I said you'll miss the initial, like if it's going to, you'll miss the original pull, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. You need confirmation. Otherwise, you're going to get burned every time it makes this move.
Okay. Thank you.
Is that similar for when it goes above BWAP or below? You want to break over and below and then have it above or below that? Okay.
Every time it has to break and hold. You will miss a little bit of the action, like say it's popping way up. That's okay. It's better than getting burned thinking it's going to move.
It's a less risk.
That's right. You're taking way less risk, right? To make sure you get rewarded.
Wow. That's
those lines last forever. That's why I don't know
that's golden, dude.
What he was saying in the beginning about. Go ahead, Don.
No, go ahead.
No, what I was saying was he was saying in the beginning about he just opened the chart up and he ain't touched it. That line been there forever. That happened to me with Tesla because I don't really trade Tesla that much, but I was helping Cox, and I opened up my Tesla chart and the lines that I had from months ago, it had came down and hit them, and it was reacting to the resistance line. Let me tell you, when I first started learning the chart, and then going watching it with Coach and everything, and I had my little lines. I was so excited whenever price stopped at one of my lines. You should have seen. I thought I was a genius. I thought I was a genius. I said, it stopped on my line.
Wow. But yeah, man. Here we got another one, drawing support and resistance line. There's a couple, and David did a smart thing. He created multiple playlists based on these ones that are similar, covering the same topic. So I have got to get in there and create that for myself when I'm watching these. So yeah, because if it's a special area that you need help with, you can just watch that section over and over again, different ways he explains it, you know?
Right.
So if we look at Apple to get it, you're talking about support and resistance, right? But right here, so what I'm doing is, let me start drawing these out and I'll talk about it while I'm doing it. I'm looking for candle wicks. That's the bottom of the candles that are long, right? So every time we see a wick touch somewhere, right? You see this one, and this one. Every time we see those, that creates new support and resistance lines. And then what we do is the more it touches those areas, the more times that a candle is touching it, it gives it more weight to people mentally on being a higher more of a resistance line. Then I always go back at least the previous day to see if there's anything else in range I should be noting. I always look at pre-market high or just the high of day overall. So that's going to be your high. This is your low. These are all your channels. See them?
Outstanding. Okay.
Now inside of these, right? So I'm looking.
Yep.
That one right there might have been the video that I learned. How old is? Well, you don't have to go look for it, but like that was the one that I was looking at. I remember when I first started learning to draw the lines or whatnot, and I remember like, okay, so this one touching at the top and the bottom, and I mark it out. And I think we was talking about Disney yesterday,
Yeah.
and I hadn't looked at Disney in a while, like a long time, and I charted it out. And I remember in the beginning I was using different colors, like I was using a different color line for the ones that went back months and the ones that were more recent and the ones that was for the day. And I had that chart up,
Yeah.
and I opened up Disney, and Disney was hitting all my support and resistance lines. Turning around, I said, "You would think I charted this out today, you know?" And I knew that was an old chart because I just use I don't use the color lines anymore. It's
Right.
like,
So what's this next one here? It's the same one, right?
is this the one we watched?
You're about support, right? Drawing these out, and I'll talk about it while I'm doing it. Looking for candle wicks. That's the bottom of the candles that are long, right? So every time we see a wick touch somewhere, right? You see this one, and this one. Every time we see those, new support and resistance lines. And then what we is the more it touches those areas, the more times that a candle is touching it, it gives it more weight to people mentally on being a higher, more of a resistance line. Then I always go back at least the previous day to see if there's anything else in range I should be noting. I always look at pre-market high or just the high of day overall. So that's going to be your high. This is your low. These are all your channels. See them?
Outstanding. Okay.
Now inside of these, right? So I'm looking at where they touch. You can see them all in here. Like here's another one that I didn't draw out. But I look at how many times does it touch that area, because then it gives it more weight. Just like you see how there's so much traffic in here.
Yeah.
This one was a big one. So the reason this is pulling so hard is because this line right here was a major supposed to be support line. See how it's fighting in here? And the reason we know that is because so many times and so much traffic was in this range. Okay? That means if it can't,
Perfect.
but we know that going in. But we also know, okay, so since it's in here and since it pulled, So we have to, if we're scalping these, now we are inside of each of these channels, and we know where it's going to go and how much wiggle room we have. So if it breaks here, it's going to come in here. If it breaks here, it's going to be in here. Breaks here, it's going to be in here. And if it breaks this final line, huge pull, right? Because there's nothing supporting this anymore, right? So we know if it breaks this one, like, that's why I say if it breaks this one, big pull. Otherwise, so if we look at this now we're in the next channel. You see how we're in here now?
Yeah.
Now we're scalping inside of this channel. And then we break this channel down and go, okay, it's right here because of this wick. See this wick? So, and there's not a lot of them. And here, this would be close. It's real close. See how these are real close? Right? It doesn't always have to be exact, but you want to be pretty close to the ones that it's near to give you a pretty good idea of what they are, right? So that is a complete breakdown of Apple support and resistance lines.
Wow. We got a profit one here. How'd they get mixed up? Halted stock.
Let it roll. Let it go. I hope it's noonie.
I'm putting my stock out. It currently is because I anticipate it's going to pop higher. The second I click buy on the order, it should place. I will then immediately drag my stop loss up. And no, we won't be able to talk during this trade. 11:06:41. 9 seconds. Get ready to rock and roll. Let's see if it pops to the upside. Remember, don't watch your chart. Watch the numbers. There it goes. That's 731, 720, 709, 715, 716, 701. I'm buying in now. It's trying to buy it. It's trying to buy it. It's trying to buy it. It's still trying to fill the order. Order's filled. Move my stop loss up. There it goes. Big move to the upside. Come on, get up.
Wow.
Nice. Sold off. Just made $1,000. I'll take it. Oops, that was beautiful. Thank you.
DT.
Once,
DT. Coach is quick. You got to be quick with that. When you're scalping, no one, he's like, look, if you're not a master scalper, you shouldn't be doing this shit.
exactly.
You have to be fast to do that. That's why I don't mess with it. That's why I don't mess with scalping yet, because it's just, and I don't play with big enough position size to make it like hit the way it needs to hit.
I always tell them, don't even try to scalp, like, because I did it. I came in first thinking like, hey, I think scalping is easier than the no, it's not. Don't know. Stick to the EWO, then baby steps, because scalping is the hardest thing to do.
Yeah,
it's the hardest thing that it is. You know.
He makes it look so easy, but it's really not that easy. That's why he's always preaching for everybody, especially new people. Do the 2-minute EWOs. It's almost like trading with Ford and Apple as opposed to trading with Tesla and SPY and those things. It's a slower process. It'll help you stay in trades and learn what they do, and in the process make some money to boot, because the 2-minute EWO strategy is fire. It works 99.9% of the time. You will end up in a green trade as a result of holding on to it through the entire EWO if you get in at the proper time, which is the second candle, as long as it's double the size of that first candle. It's got to be bigger. I like it to be double the size. I don't like it to just be just past it. I like it to be like, the size of the first candle plus another portion of that.
Listen, I ain't found no other strategy that's better than the EWO.
Nope.
I know Coach be saying it, but listen, I done tried other strategies. None of them work better than that. It's the reason why he's saying that.
Right.
Take my advice and I'm going to save you some time.
Right.
I done tried a whole bunch of I done tried all different sorts of strategies. Nothing is working better than the EWO.
It's killer.
And it's simple.
Right.
It's simple.
A caveman could do it.
For real.
I'm going to go ahead and since I got it on play all, I'm just going to let it roll. If you need me to stop and you want to comment on something, just say it.
All right,
I'll
ahead.
take a break here and there, but I'll let a couple of them play back to back, because these first ones, Carter got them longer as they go along, but these first ones are pretty short. So I'm just going to let a couple of them play.
All right.
cup and handle.
Oh, hold up, pause it.
Now,
I have
anytime when you hear a cup and a handle, it'll do this. So it'll come up here, and then you're going to get this handle, right? Then at this point, we want to see a nice big pop to the upside again, okay? And that's going to be determined exactly by this line right here. It's critical. So at that line, you will watch for it to break and hold. If it does, that should be a nice move to the upside, okay? So that's another good setup rate waiting to happen on WBA on Puny's call out.
Nice. Puny.
I've been on a quest, Dawn, to find the cup and handle in real time. Ever since Bruno, and I think it was Bruno and Mashulo did it on Cat that day, I've been on a 24-hour quest to find the cup and handle in real time. For real. And then I think somebody mentioned it on NVIDIA. I went and looked. I saw it on there. I was like, man, I got to catch this cup and handle in real time. For real, because if it breaks above that handle and that neckline, I mean, I've seen it, but I never caught it in like real time, you know.
Oh, traded it. Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I'm trying to trade. Like every time I see the cup and handles after the fact, I'm trying to catch it in real time.
Right.
For real.
Charting. That's
big to the downside. Major line of resistance, I would think here, right? Because you can see every spot it's touched. I would think that's going to pull. We'll see. You see it here, and now here, right? So since it's already been to the downside, what are the odds of it going to the downside again? They're better than to the upside, right? So, but we'll see. You never know. What I think could happen here, a couple things, obviously, but you could have a false breakout. It'll pop. Everybody be like, yay, time to get a call. And then it'll go, nope. This is a dangerous spot, is what I'm saying. Either side, we could guesstimate it's going to pull, which, right, I would say there is a 70% chance of a pull instead of a pop to the upside. But again, because this is a risky play, it is not giving us a definitive direction, I wouldn't touch it here. I would wait for it to clear to the upside confirmation or touch this thing, break a little bit, false breakout, boom to the downside, and then nail it, right? But right here, danger zone. So half of you that are like, oh, I'm buying this. Some of you, it's funny, half of you are like, oh, I'd buy a call. And the other half's like, well, I'd buy a put.
And then the other half's already in.
Yeah, you get ran over already.
I got both.
So this is, anytime you're like, think about this before you click the button every time. If this is one of those moments where it could go either way, best to leave it alone, right?
Hey, Don, right there, I want to comment on this one. In the beginning, like, we was in the bear market when I first came to the group. And so all the time, you'll see the candles run up, and then they just fall down, and then you just get a put, and that's it. So after the market began to change, I had like I would always try to call the bottom. Like, trying to call the bottom is dangerous. If it's all going in one direction, it's probably going to continue that direction. So don't. I know it's probably look exciting, and you think you may be able to just, if it's, oh, this is going to be the bottom, and then it's going to shoot up like NVIDIA did yesterday or whatnot.
Right.
I wouldn't chance that, because chances are it's going to continue and run your face over as soon as you get in that call, and then you're looking at the EWO. It's red, but it's getting smaller. So you thinking, hey, it's going to get the second candle in like the next couple candles. And you get in, and then they do that faint candle where you see a little green, and then it turns red again. And then next thing you know, it's too late because you already entered the call. Don't do it. If it's going down, it's probably going to continue to go that way all day long until you can get a break above and a couple candles closes, and you know it's going that direction. Then do it. Trying to call the top.
I got into
trying
that
to call the bottom
is because I waited for it to crack a specific level.
Right.
That it had, you know what I mean? It was and it had to be a level because it was channeling for a little while when it got down there. And it had to at least get up into a range that I noticed it was at before, when it started like really just dropping and staying. And I'm like, okay, this must be a critical level. It was like $21 and some change. Because remember, it kept going $219, $218. You know what I mean? I'm like, no. And then I said, okay, when it gets to 220, I may get in. But I noticed that it started declining again. It
Yep.
topped out at 420.96 or some shit and started going back down. I'm like, I'll be damned.
I
You
was
know? So I'm like, I'm gonna have to wait for a break and hold of like 420, like 421 and some change. I forget the exact number, but I'm like, I'm not doing it until it gets firmly in the 421s. And once it did, that proved to be the magic number because it shot up from there because it hadn't hit that since it went all the way down in the teens.
I was sitting there telling you, don't do it, Don. It's gonna continue to drop. It's gonna continue to drop. Nvidia made a believer out of me yesterday. For real. I thought it was
I've
going
been watching
down.
Nvidia for a few months too. I've been wanting to play it, but it ripped my face off when I first started messing with it. So I stayed away from it for a while because it's but it moves 10 points and it moves 5-6 points in its sleep.
Yes.
It's a mover. So I'm like, you can get paid off Nvidia if you just watch it and take your time and watch what it does because it makes long moves.
And then everybody always asks Coach, Coach, you use the RSI, the oversold and overbought thing. If you look at Nvidia, it's been overbought. It's been in the overbought position forever, or the oversold,
Yeah,
whichever one. I don't even
that's why
know.
I keep dropping.
If it's something that Coach just don't put weight in, I don't even go and find out.
If you need proof that it's overbought, look what happened during the last earnings session.
For real.
That was us watching it get overbought on steroids.
And Nvidia got a strong demand. It's gonna take a lot to bring Nvidia down.
Yep. So I love its runs, and it does good puts because when it runs, it's perfect for the EWO strategy because when it gets in those long, it can get choppy, but it doesn't get choppy as much as some of the other stocks. It usually likes to go in one direction or the other after it settles in after the first half hour of trading.
Right.
Straddle training Amazon. Okay, let's see what's up.
Here's what I would do. So if this is a strat talking about, it's one call, one put, right? If it goes this way, you make money. If it goes this way, it makes money. But guess what? One of them has to cancel the other, right? So if you do a straddle during it like this, what you do is you put a stop here and you put a stop here, okay? That way, if it breaks to the upside, which will end up canceling this one out, then you can still keep getting paid as it goes higher, right? Good. Just like right here. So you put your stop here, you put your stop here. Just like if it goes, boom, pulls to the downside. Well, it has to be enough to pay for this one because you lost it and then keep going to the downside. Does that make sense?
Yep, totally.
So just have a stop on each. One of them will take on one, but the stop will minimize what's happening because if not, everybody, if you bought your call here and you bought your put here, and let's say it pulls, well, all that happened is you just paid for your call. Right? Because you lose the whole call.
Right.
So you have to have some kind of stop in there, some kind of mechanism that says, well, if I start to lose like 20% of this, go ahead and kill it. Because that means it's going, this way. And then you go, well, if it goes to the upside, well, you better have 25 or 10%, whatever it is, and go, okay, if it goes this way, that way to wipe this out.
I never did a straddle before. I mean, I just heard there was a.
I've played with it. It's not something I'm particularly good at, but I try to. Cox though, I think that's what he had described to me that kind of took him out yesterday. He was attempting one of those, and I think it ended up going flat on him and chopping up both sides of his contracts.
I forgot to tell Cox, and I was going to mention it to him. I don't do straddles. I don't know much about them, but I've always heard Coach say, in order for a straddle to work, it needs to be a big news event or something has to be going on with this stock in order for the straddle to work out. If it's just a regular basic day where the stock ain't moving strong in one direction, the straddle was just what happened to him,
Yeah.
Like it got to be moving either strong down in one direction in order for the straddle to work. So I don't do straddles. I know the basic I know the basic strategy of it, but I leave that to the professionals. Doji candle training. Now
Yep.
this is more my
Arlo
territory
said,
here.
giving Arlo
Candle
some
reading.
training. I see you. Nice. Doji candle. Let's hit it.
It is a reversal. Remember this? So everybody check here. Here you go. A little bit of learning. So right here was to the downtrend, right? You had a doji, which typically will signal reversal. That's everybody does it. You had a nice long candle to the upside. And then obviously the other candle that broke above it. These are all good moves.
Hey, one thing I notice whenever the market is falling, and then if it ends in a doji, let's like on that one, if the volume is low, most of the time the stock will begin to rise after that. I think the concept is something like they testing to see if any sellers will emerge or something like that. I just know if it's a doji on low volume, it's probably gonna rise. All right, go ahead with the next
Right.
video.
And one more thing on the candle thing is too the book, which most likely I'm probably going to jump into after we finish this. The candlestick pattern book tells you that a lot of times a doji will appear at the bottom of a downtrend.
Right. And if
And
it's on low volume, it's gonna start rising after that.
yep. And if it appears at it's certain dojis, if they appear at the bottom of a downtrend, that means you're looking most likely at a reversal instead of a continuation. If it appears at the uptrend, most people confuse like they'll see a hammer at the top and think that that automatically, or if you see a hammer at the bottom of a downtrend, that means most likely it's about to go up. If you see a shooting star at the top of an uptrend, chances are it's setting up to go back the other way. And that candlestick book lays all that out. Should read
then
it.
another hint is the tweezer top or tweezer bottom is really a doji on another time frame. So if you get like say like if you get like say if you get two candles the same size at the top, if you go to like another time frame, it'll be a doji right there.
Wow.
So it's pretty much the same
And what
thing.
the tweezer top on the 2 minute is a doji in another time frame, maybe?
Right, yeah, because it's like two candles together. You get
right, which
like
makes
check
sense.
it out. And then when you see the two candles that's the same size,
yeah,
and you flip to a different time frame, it's probably a doji right there.
Wow.
Yep.
Cool.
That once it changes direction, it will then indicate on here with a little green situations like, hey, direction change. You can see right here, direction change, right? So that's kind of a good indicator of what happened, what's it doing? It's changing. Really should have had my focus off. Sorry about that. Give me one moment. Bear with me. Technical difficulties. There we go. So anyways, that's why I have it set the way that I do. Hope that makes sense. I know I kind of went through that pretty fast. But so that's the super trend. Let me go in here. Edit indicators. You can always edit your indicators. VWAP. You always have to have VWAP, right? That's the volume average weighted price. It tells you exactly what the stock is thinking its value is. And the only reason all of these things are the way they are, like the reason it gives it power, is because we're all using it. If no one was using a volume weighted average price, it would make no sense to use it because no one would care when it touches it and it wouldn't change direction or do anything with it. But because everyone uses it, it becomes a real situation. So now we know if it bounces off VWAP or goes below VWAP, right? Then other people are thinking that it's, bullish or bearish. So that's why these matter. That's the only reason why these matter. It's just a human thing of us saying that matters. So there's oscillator. You can see the colors I use: green, of course, when it's bullish; red when it's bearish. Those are the main ones I use. but you can use any one you want. And here, if you go into your technical signals, it'll tell you everything about what they are, you know, why they are, what they're doing, which is really cool. If you're using TD Ameritrade, this is all pretty much the same thing. Every, you know, they just call it, I think it was like strategic indicators, if I remember right. But it's all the exact same thing. So this is exactly how you set it up. This is everything that I use all day, every day. You don't need much more than that. Again, I have it set up on my laptop in case my system crashes, so I'll always run it even though if I'm not in it, I'm still going to have it running. That way, if I need a backup and boom, I can, you know, tether it to my phone if the internet goes down or if the computer blue screens and I'm in a massive situation. So always have a laptop or a tablet or a phone or some kind of secondary if you're doing, especially when you're doing, you know, big whale moves, right? Always make sure you have a backup system and backup internet to make sure you guys are covered. So that's going to do it today. Remember, all trades are risky, so make sure you guys use your stops. Thank you for being the best part of American Dream Trading. I appreciate each and every one of you guys that are here.
Coach be having that jewelry, boy. Hey, I'm gonna tell you about that VWAP. That's the only thing. The VWAP is one of the most important indicators I use, period. Like I didn't even really in the beginning when I first started trading, I didn't have no moving averages on there. I just started using the ribbon thing. But before that, VWAP was the only one that helped because it seemed like when I put the 200 and those up there, if you change time frame, it changed. And like, you know, the VWAP, it stayed in the same spot no matter what time frame you're on. It made the most sense to me. It got the most, like, price reacted to it the most. If I had to use just one indicator, if I had to trade, I gotta have VWAP and I have to have volume. Everything else you can take away, and I'll be fine. And I'll be
You know,
I have
Jimmy
to
said
draw
that
on the
same
chart.
thing. Jimmy and Brady said the same thing. Coach Jimmy and Brady said the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The less
yeah,
you clutter your mind and clutter your screen, the better.
right. Hey, I just started using the ribbon. I think that's all I have on mine is the ribbon, the volume, the VWAP. That's it.
I have the 21 to 55. I do have the 200 and VWAP. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's
Yeah.
it. And
Yep.
obviously the EWO.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you know, that's all you need, really.
That's all
You
you
know,
really
I
need.
put the super trend in there. But Coach is right. That super trend, man, that super trend's late. Usually, if you follow the super trend, go the other way. Because I notice if you look at when super trend hits, it goes the other way shortly after that. So I see why he said it's late. I'm like, why is it going the other way almost every time? Oh, that's what he meant. Crazy. Huge $4,000 profit.
Jimmy Pally is unhalted.
HD mooning.
PALI blasting off into outer space. Just halted. I think it just halted. Am I right? Or is it still climbing?
Yes.
No, it's still climbing. People are buying at 503.
Halted up. It's halted.
They halted again.
Baby, yeah.
Okay, I've got to stop it exactly where I paid for it. There it goes. There goes Pally taking off again. Congrats, everybody, on Pally. I'm now up $3,000, $3,800. I think it just halted again. Has it halted? I think it did. I'm up $4,500 on Pally. It's selling off.
No, still trading.
It's still going. No, it's pulling back. I made $4,000 on that Pally move. Watch your half candle rule.
That half candle rule is powerful too. And he just
I was
went
just
over.
about to say that. I know Coach always be like the half candle rulers for the 1 minute. Listen, I use the half candle rule on all candles, okay? I don't care if I'm in the 4 hour. I be like, listen, this thing gonna pull back one half a candle and then it's gonna get busy after that. I call it shaking the sellers off. if we going up and when it's going up, I said, don't worry about that. That's all they gotta do is shake these sellers out of the way and then we're gonna get busy.
Right. Smart money. Ralph trades with smart money.
Well, you know, it's
You
the
got to
same
learn to
thing.
do that because it is a technique to that. And if you learn their timing, you thank you for turning me on to that because, you know, and the other day, there's a video that I'm editing right now where it's getting kind of old now, so I might as well just but there was the other day where he was in a SPY trade and they held it up. And he said, damn it, I can't, you know, it's going down, but I'm not profiting yet because of the way that it's been held up for so long. And you know that was smart money doing that.
Right. If I be telling the sellers come in at, I'd be
When it
like,
makes
man,
no sense what it's doing, they're up to
exactly.
something.
Yeah.
I get it. And you don't get that until you spend screen time. You know, you see a bunch of scenarios and all of a sudden you're like a deer in the headlights if you've never seen something like that, or you're not watching it every day to know, wait a minute, that's weird. Why is it doing that? Apple's going down, Tesla's going down, Nvidia. Why is SPY going up? Well, if you're a brand new trader, you would not know the difference from Atom. Like, so it's going up. That's good, right? No, it's not. Because it's a trap. Something's going on.
It's a trap. So they baiting you in. Like if you see a big strong move and then you look down there and there's not a lot of volume, you're like, okay, what is going on? You know?
Those are the little nuances that can only be learned with screen time.
Exactly.
Drawing indicators for entry training. Oh, huge.
Okay.
Guys, so right here, if you're like, I'm going to enter here, you can put it right on here. Go to drawings.
I'm sorry. I love it when Coach does I'm going to go all in on band. Yay!
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah. He's about to get your face ripped off is what you about to do.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to go all in on band.
Coach is an entertainment. I'm telling you.
Are you not entertained?
See this? You tell yourself, like, hey, when I get down here, better do it. Oh, I need those kids.
I have a tunnel line like you. I do my lines. So I lose, but damn.
See that right there? Yeah, see, that's what I mean. So if it breaks and holds, but you see, you can give yourself little cues, know when to do what. Mm-hmm. And if you don't, like Nana, if you're just paper trading now, you will still do this so that you would still know mentally like what you would have done.
Right. That's
yeah.
what I've been doing a lot this week. I'm like, let me watch and see how I and write in levels.
I do that all the
like,
time.
And it works. It's a form of paper trading.
I draw all over my chart. I draw all over my chart. That's how I can, like, if I'm setting something up and it's a trade that I didn't take, I'll draw. Or if I'm charting it out, I'll draw like the arrows or whatever, so I can remember when I come back to it. Okay, this is what I was thinking whenever I was wanting to do this stock or whatnot.
Right. It works just like paper trading.
Yep.
It's like old school paper trading.
Yeah, exactly. And I always use the path tool to point it out. Okay.
Yep.
How to buy options.
So we got a different how to buy call options here. So this must be different than the Jimmy one. Let's see what's going on this one.
Okay, let's start from the beginning. So you do not have anything placed, yes?
No.
Perfect. All right, can you see my screen? Are you using Webull?
Yes.
Okay, here's what we got to do. Amazon, go to options, calls. So what you guys are probably doing is you're probably clicking over here, bid or ask or last instead of mid, right?
Right.
So click mid. Click. Then come over here, choose the quantity. Click this to say mid price.
Okay.
Place the order. It'll look just like this. Do you see it?
Yeah. And so should we always click on mid?
Yes, always. Then if it sits here like this, we right click, modify, choose this again, the same thing, and go mid again. It's because the price is changing. Do you see it?
Right.
Same. There it goes. It finally placed the full order. and that's how you do the orders.
Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome.
Those type of videos right there, the ones that I have to watch over and over and over again, just to know how to do something. I was new to Weeble.
Yeah.
Masterclass went to the Disney. Okay, yeah.
There it goes. Starting to make a move. What did I pay? 75 cents. Come on. I want to see big pop. All right, I've got my stop in at what I paid. All right, there it goes. There goes Disney. Come on, Disney. You should have a big pop right here, Disney. It's up 80 cents. All right, I'm up 850 on Disney. Come on, Disney. Keep going. All right, and now I'm up $1,200 on Disney. $900, $950 on Disney. $1,250. Come on, let's go, Disney. Keep going. I know you got a lot more to give than that. Disney's looking good. I'm up 1,700 on Disney, now 1,850 on Disney. Come on, Disney. 2,300 on Disney. Let's go, Disney. Keep going. Now up 2,500 on Disney. Keep moving my stop. Masterclass happening for you right here. Come on, Disney. Keep going. Now $2,800 on Disney.
Proof, Coach.
$2,800 on Disney right there.
Man, awesome job.
When Disney get it together, that's going to be the comeback stock of the year.
Yeah.
Disney is catching it right now. I'm sorry. Disney has been beat to the ground.
Starting to move to the small here. Put a trailing stop, or a stop loss, I should say. There it goes. There's the pop on COSM. There it goes. Nice pop on COSM. Congrats.
On the sun's pulling.
Thank you. COSM's popping to the upside. Congratulations. COSM looking real good. 5,000 shares up, $100 on COSM. Getting ready to break at 59.20. If it breaks 59.20, we're going to go new high. Waiting right here. Right here. We could get blast off on COSM. Could get blast off on COSM. I'm moving this bar. I don't want it my way anymore. COSM to the upside. I'm up $150 in COSM. It's now at 60 cents. COSM hot stock pick of the day is now up 85%. Okay. That's how you make $200. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Coach could be an auctioneer. He could be an auctioneer, I'm telling you.
He really could.
Real talk, that COSM did numbers that day, okay? I remember that. I traded that one.
Really?
COSM, I believe it was like a hot stock or something. I don't know. I think it was a hot stock. It might have been the one that ran like all day long, and I think DT come in at the end of the day and was like, I just got some COSM. That thing was running.
Good. Wow. We got entry training going against the trend. Okay.
That's something
this
that
is
I
good
don't
because he
do.
just talked about trend
That's something
lines.
that I don't do, but let's
Here's
go.
the thing you have to know. Look, all these red.
No, I said entering against the trend is
What'd you
something
say?
I don't do, but let's go. No, I had said
I know.
entering against the trend. That's something I don't do, but let's hear it.
That's where, look. So doing it, you have to already know, like, hey, man, look, how long is this theoretically going to last? Do you see this?
Not long.
Yeah, so it's like, yes, you can, but you better know that it might not go your way because the odds are you've already had 1, 2, this is the third chance. You're going against the grain, right? So again, you could do it, but just know you're going against the grain, right? So you're already it's going to be an uphill battle. So again, if I'm looking for a trade, this isn't it, right? Like I could, but I'm telling you, you're going against the grain. So check this out. So this is kind of like your SPY situation. Look how many chops. This was all garbage right here. See it? But then once it flipped to here, it broke, stayed above VWAP. This was good, but it was harder because up, down, up. But it had some decent interest, but look at this. So now I would not touch this to the downside, right? Even if a 2-minute showed me. Look how short these downsides are.
Okay, that title was a catch-22. I was like going against the trend. I mean, I'm like, I don't know, but let's hear it out. New members
and everybody else because we have.
Just so you know, there's probably like a good 2 or 3 second delay between the time that you say something and the time that I actually there's like a delay between us because I got so much stuff up right now.
Right, I noticed it. That's why I've been giving you time.
Yep. Me too. I'm trying to compensate. I'll let you speak and then I'll wait for a few minutes and then I'll respond.
So many new members, right? So this is the breakdown when you guys get here. The very first thing I'd recommend everybody head over to the frequently asked questions. It's FAQ Start Here channel. When you guys go over to the FAQ Start Here channel, it's going to give you a list of everything. It's talking about cash accounts. It'll tell you don't talk to anybody that's in here because it's, I don't want people being scammed. It'll tell you exactly where to go. So every day before the bell rings, I always post the hot stock pick. All right. So every day before the bell rings, you want to look announce it in the membership lounge. I'll say, and the general area. I tell everybody like, hey, here it is, gang. This is the hot stock picks. This is what we're going to start watching. Market. You can trade it if you're an experienced trader. Otherwise, stay away from it. But you want to start charting it, trending it, and checking it out because that's what we're going to watch right at the bell, right? Also, watch the membership lounge for any of my call outs. I'll post news or anything that I'm trading pre-market in case there's something good. If you are ready to start training, you'll head over to that videos on demand area, right, where I've got different things like call options, put options, cash secured puts, like all these training videos. So spend time in there. If you're new and you need a broker, on the left-hand side, if you have not signed up for one yet, on the left-hand side, there's a channel called Webull Free Stocks. That is an affiliate account. We both get some fractional shares for you signing up. You can use that. After you're done with that, in our ADT education, which is free to all of you to use, by the way, I've got all the stock terms that you need to know. I've got tons of ebooks that you can read. I've got like stock games in there for you guys to check out, flashcards you need to know. There's also a how-to videos section. If you click in the how-tos video section, it actually shows you how to set up your Webull desktop app to look identical to mine. That way, when we're doing what we're doing, you guys can easily follow along. There's also under the paid members area, by the way, if you're a lifetime, annual, or a monthly member, you will get access to the paid members area, which has all of the paid things underneath it. If you're a lifetime member, you'll also get access to the lifetime lounge. It's just a special lounge. We haven't done anything yet with it, but that's only for lifetime members. No one else can see that lounge area. But we will always, for the most part, paid members, always be talking inside of the membership lounge.
You can tell when these videos are fairly new because he's when it first started, kind of, you know what I mean? Because now that's
right.
a given.
Yes.
Carter master class. I don't think I've ever seen this one. Carter said he'll try to spin through with school. It's been so hard, but he'll try to spin through the aftermarket at some point. Try to get through in there with us at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, HLBZ. Carter, I just added 30,000 shares of HLBZ. Good call out. Adding more.
Yeah, I just saw it on my 5-minute.
Yep. Adding more. I'm holding 40 call out. Carter, now I'm holding 50,000 shares on your call out of HLBZ. But that's what the stopping code. All right. It's only 50,000 shares, Carter. 2444. Look at that, Carter.
Take it off.
Look at that, Carter. There's
Yeah,
five. There's 500, Carter. Come on, 400 right there. Come on, let's bank on it. There goes the start to sell off. Start to sell. It's trying to sell. Let's hold off. Thank you, Carter.
Nice work, coach. Nice work.
Yeah, nice call out. Just like that, everybody. That's how you do it.
I remember when Carter was the youngest person in the group. I think Carter was like the first member, I believe. I think they said whenever he first went live.
Was he?
Carter might have joined the first or second day. Yeah, I remember him saying that. Carter is a for real OG.
Definitely. EWO back testing. You know what? I wonder if this, dude, this is David.
Yes,
I think this is
the
David's
Davis
first
video.
video.
Right. Play it.
I've been with the group since day for almost 2 months, but I've been for just over 2 years. No big losses, always good days, bad days, but never anything crazy. So I was just running on my own forever. And then I found you on TikTok and started listening to you, and then finally pulled the trigger. And then actually last week I updated to the lifetime because I know it's paying off already. What I've been doing is I've been concentrating on a total of about 6 stocks, but most of my trades have been happening on the Apple 2-minute Evo strategy. And then I also have been using that super trend that I saw on your screen for some of my exits because I get kind of paranoid. I don't like to sit in there all day, so I'll get out a little bit early. But what I was tracking is if you just went off of the calls that said the 2-minute candle and you were waiting till the end when it flips, I was tracking to see how many of those would be an actual loss, profit, or break even. And as of now, I have 5 that are break even and then 2 that are losses. And all the rest of them have been pretty decent profit.
So 87 trades, 2 losses, and 5.
Were basically like a couple dollars. So it was a couple dollars up, couple dollars down. I was giving myself a little bit of a buffer for the break even because if anybody else was doing it, it would all depend on where you're buying per candle. So I gave myself a little bit of a buffer there for the break even, but the losses were like a couple percentage losses.
Perfect. All right. So out of 87 trades, 80 of those were green. That's what I've got out of that.
Yeah.
So using the 2-minute EWO, 87 trades, fully tested, 80 were good, 5 were flat, meaning no money one way or the other. Tell us a little bit about how you're entering. What is the 2-minute EWO? How are you working it? What is your your percentage of stop loss? Like, go into a little bit of how you're actually using our 2-minute EWO strategy as it pertains to you.
So on the 2-minute, I wait for the indicator to flip flop. Usually, since I could still consider myself a newer trader, I don't get in the first 30 minutes of the day. Usually, not even the first hour of the day. For Central Time, I've been noticing that around 9:30 to 10 o'clock Central is when I either see a level off or a pattern change, and then I start going from there. So I've been using the 2-minute color change in that time range for my first trade. And usually what I've been doing is following your I guess it's not actually a rule, but if it's under VWAP for myself and I'm going for a call, I won't go into it. So I'll just skip that one and look for one of my other ones. So what I've been doing is following that guideline. If you're going for a call and it's over VWAP, then I jump into it. If it's going for a call and it's still under VWAP, I just hesitate and I won't go on it. I'll wait for a better entry, just for what I've been doing myself personally. And then I also have been using the super trend to get out. And I noticed that it's a little bit more sensitive than the color change of the EWO. So I'll actually get out a little bit earlier, but get some of those right at the break even instead of actually losses.
Yeah, that's good. So the super trend, in case anybody doesn't know, it's an indicator that Webull has that's actually a little late on the party versus our 2-minute. So typically we will know in our 2-minute before the super trend kicks off, as you can see here, right? So I'm looking at a 2-minute. So the super trend is always really late, but I use it as a quick glance to go, hey, what's it doing at this juncture, and then break it down. So that's cool that you were able to use it in a fashion, then, me staring at it, using it as, hey, this is up right now, this is down right now, and then break it all down, right? So
yes,
that's cool that you're doing that. So you said that you've mostly been trading Apple and what other stocks?
Google, Netflix, Amazon, and then I've done a couple on Coin that I've tracked as well. Just trying to make sure that it's not just a fluke on the ones that I'm watching or my personal patterns. So I've tried to switch it up in the past week, but I still keep going back to Old Faithful Apple.
Yeah, that's perfect. So Apple is typically, just so everybody knows, not as volatile. But the cool thing is yeah, everything else you said is. So it's not like he picked some sort of honeypot 87 trades, right, and predictable. It's not. He was all over the place, trading different trades, using the 2-minute EWO strategy to have such a high success rate. And I'm glad you shared that. Any other extra information? The biggest thing I got from that is you entered at the correct time, you never went against the grain, and you always exited when you were profitable. Let's talk about that. How did you know when to exit to make sure you were profitable, or how did you use your stops, etc.?
My personal is I try to just break it down to 10 and 20%. So I'm good with 20. If it's running, 10. And then if it's running, I'll let it run to 20. But I always, I've heard you say it plenty of times for the past couple of months. If it's green, it's green. So I jump out on my own. But like I said, the tracking that I've been doing on my spreadsheet is actually running it all the way through. So out of the 87, it shows 60 on Apple alone. And then the rest of them were mixed up with the other 6 stocks that I was talking about.
Yeah, that's
other 5.
So the other thing again too, right, and we talked about that a little bit today, everybody, is that if you concentrate on a couple of stocks, you'll get to know, right, their ebbs and flows and, right, how they handle certain situations, the patterns, what they look like. So that also helped that you were concentrating more on Apple, right? So you get a feel for how Apple works, right? And Jimmy can attest to that. Once you get used to certain stocks, you kind of get a feel of how they breathe, what they look like, the pullbacks they have, you know. So that's really cool. Any other information?
One of the things that I know was the most helpful for myself was the pulling back and trying to concentrate on just a couple to begin with. I know personally, before I joined the group, I was always trying to follow too many or try to buy and do trades on too many stocks at one time, and I wasn't really trying to concentrate. So that's why I pulled myself back to just concentrate on about 5 or 6. And that's another thing that you've been saying forever is stop. She says all the time, don't chase every shiny penny. So that's when I really pulled back, dedicated myself to just concentrating on 5, 6 stocks that I personally went back probably 45 to 60 days on most of those, just looking for different types of patterns, different ranges, different times of the day, and then I wrote that in my journal based on each stock, and that's why I personally still don't get in the first 30 minutes of the day usually.
That's great, and
that right there.
Still will say every time he gets in more frequently, so he doesn't miss out because he knows more what he's doing. And Nana too. A lot of people do that. It's like I've started really doing that. Like, I'm not playing with it.
Listen, Don. I went to Forex, and I'm going to say this: the EWO works in all markets. And I know I probably told you this once, and you're probably tired of hearing it. I went over there with the account. In the beginning, I was just trading. I was like, I can trade 24 hours. Listen, I was Asian market, London market, New York, sleep, get up and repeat, trading all over the place. And then I lost like half of the account. And the Evo trades I noticed was working. I'm trading higher time frames. And I noticed it one day, and I think it was like on a 30-minute or maybe the 1 hour was like a yen trade. And I placed it at like 7 o'clock. When we doing the pre-market and all that, I sent Coach the picture on Twitter. And and I was like, that Evo works in all, in all markets, all time frames. And so after that, that's when I was like, you know what? I got to get the account back on track. I'm gonna just only take Evo trades. And then I asked Coach about it, and he was like, yeah, you need to take it down lower. And I switched to the 15-minute. And I was like, something got to change. So I started the account with just like $100 because I'm not about to let the market get a chance to take nothing from me. And then I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn a different market. And so, man, I had lost that thing trying to do the smart. I tried trying all kind of support resistance, supply and demand, all that. I lost the account down to like, I think the lowest it got down was like $47. But ever since I started just only trading one session, only going for the Evo trades, that was working good. But then when Coach told me to go to the 15-minute, that was the goal. That was the ticket right there. You know what I'm saying? Ever since I said the only trades that I'm taking is Evo, 15-minute time frame. When I see the candles, I'm not going to be going to trade all these crazy pairs. I'm only going to take trades in a certain time. And I done brought the account up to like, I think it's like 77 right now. I closed up the other trades. It may be 80. I doubt it's like 79, but I'm halfway back to the start point just from following the rules. And then on top of that, the 3% or whatnot. Over trading is real. And I just stopped thinking about money because at this point, I done lost the account. I barely can put 2 trades on that one time, the margin account. And so I I only set the percentage up at like 2% of the whatever, 2% or 1% when I go in. And I don't even look at the amount that it is anymore because at this point, I'm just basically training.
Yeah.
And the account is coming back slowly but surely because of just following the rules, basically. Follow the rules, NWO, and that's it. Control the risk after that. After you get in the trade with the EWO, if it start coming against you, cut it. And if it goes up there, lock it in and control the risk. That's all I can say. The only problem that I have to work out now is I got a problem with it dropping down and giving me like 20 pips, and I don't take it in the reverse on me. So I got to figure out what's going on there. I'm gonna get to it. I've been journaling about it. And I made a commitment to watch one trade at a time because David, he was just saying, I was taking all kind of different trades. So now I'm gonna slow it down to like one trade at a time, and whenever it drops, I'm gonna take half of it off for whatever it is. Because every time I close the trade, the pop-up window will come up and be like, "Do you want to close the whole position, or you just want to take something off?" On Trading View, that's how Trading View asks you that. And so from now on, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna just take half of it and let the rest run because that's the problem I've been running into. And then Coach was like, the New York session. I always say it's too fast, but what I have noticed is, I believe if the New York session I can trade it if I just go down to like a 5 minute time frame because I noticed by talking to you, I was like, man, this trade that I'm in is the opposite of SPY. Like it's the same exact candles as SPY, just upside down.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe if I go down to like a 5 minute time frame, I'll be able to trade the New York. Because at first I used to just touch the New York section. That shit was just extremely too fast.
Yeah. Wow, that's definitely interesting. The forex, how you manage to learn other markets. So I
It
think
works over there.
yeah, I'm gonna master this one first. So the one we're doing is the New York. That's the Nasdaq, right?
Well, the New York session. All right, the reason why the New York session is so hard is because I guess because the stock market come in. I don't know. I don't know. Like over there, it's just a 24-hour market. That's all. And I think stock market is the only one that just only have the New York session. All the rest of the different markets are 24 hours. But I think that's what makes it. All right, for the forex market, the most volume is whenever the London overlaps. The whenever the New York session and the London session is open at the same time. A time in the day, coaching them always be like, "Hey, it's shift time, shift change or whatever," and then after that they'll go to lunch, and then it gets really slow.
Mm-hmm.
That's the London market. That's the London market closing. Like that's the end of
Got
the
you.
London. So between 8:30 and I think it's like 10:30. That's
Got you.
that's like the most. That's like the most volume for any between both of them, stock market and forex market, because they all open at one time. So that's the reason why the opening of the bell is so crazy. That's why coach be like, don't trade the first 30 minutes. you know, it's
Right, right,
crazy. You got all these different markets changing. You got London closing, and then they in their power hour, we in our first hour, and it's so much going on at that time.
right.
That's why I believe it's so volatile. You got so many different traders in at one time. So
Well, for brand new traders, yeah, stay away from forex and just stick to
yes,
the
do not
London.
do it. Do not. Hey, in the beginning, coach used to be like, "We don't talk about that." Now I see why.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
tough.
Because just all of that, trying to keep track, just listening to you sounding like, because now you're used to it, but trying to keep track of all that until you get used to it sounds confusing as hell. So I'm like, no, thank you.
Nope. Nope. Don't even think about it. It's the reason why coach say things.
Yep. How to add a stop loss. Let's dig into it.
Close position, close and order entry, change your order type to stop.
So right here, you have only a single line. When I do it, I have like three lines.
See this over here, strategy?
Yep.
Change it to single from first trigger stop.
Wow.
And then put in stop, put in your price.
That was quick.
That stop loss is so
around,
important.
Man.
That stop loss is so important, Donna. Like,
yes,
and we always have the traders to be like, well, I see coach trading all the time without a stop loss. I'll be wanting to jump through the computer screen and say, are you coach? Okay, put a stop in place. What's wrong with you? Shit, I traded with
Because you know what? I don't condone not using stops, but I'm gonna tell you a rookie mistake I made a couple months ago. I got pissed off. What caused that was I got pissed off because of my stops. You know why, the games they play. I got pissed at my stops getting hit, because I knew that I'm like, wait a minute, this was far enough back. That made no sense. I was in the profit, and now all of a sudden it not only wiped out my profit, but then put me in the red and killed my stop. So I said, okay, you want to play that? I won't put a stop in. So now you can't kick me out of it. If I'm winning, I'm going to continue to win. Well, the problem with that was when it would go against me, I had no boundary or structure for myself to say, hey, this is where we're going to stop. I just mentally did it. Well, if I have no things set in place, it's pretty easy to just go, we'll let it go a few more dollars. Okay, there goes lunch. I can deal without lunch. I'll fast. Okay, 50's my limit, damn it. Okay, I could do with 100. No. Okay, when you don't have a stop in place that's making that decision for you, it's very easy to do that. So yeah, stop doing that.
Dawn, I'm gonna tell you now, I can't control it. What you talking about right now, and I hear people say it all the time. I have a mental stop in place. That don't work with me. If I don't have a stop, it'll get under control, and I'll end up letting the option go to zero.
Yep, gotta do it. Gotta do a stop. I realize I need that babysitter. I need to stop.
Yes.
Because I won't stop.
And I just set it, and once it get hit, that's it. I don't have to watch. Because I let them, even on the trades that I have, that's like, say if it went to the green and I put the trailer stop, I gotta have that because I don't know. I gotta let the mechanical. I gotta put I gotta let the computer take me out because I don't know. I'd be like, well, what if it do this or what if it do that? You know what? Set the stop, set the trailer stop, whatever it is, and just let the universe take care of it because the mental stop with me, it just don't work. I keep on saying I have too much hopium, as they say.
Right.
I be holding on.
Right.
Set the stop, let it get hit. That's why I be like, I don't understand. I always say that I don't understand why y'all holding on. I do. I understand it. That's why I put the stop in place.
Right. Bearish. Michael Bearish.
Very informational.
Is where you made a lot of money. This one did all the things. And then this one was pay. That one is where you made all your money. That was payday. So if you did what you're supposed to do, because you entered a 2-minute EWO, 25 to 40%, it is still below VWAP. It's still bearish, right? It's doing exactly what you wanted. You knew you didn't have to worry about it till it got down here. Everything looked great. That was the perfect setup for you. And then this one was payday. Here you go.
I just made $4 on the spot for my one contract, and I'm excited.
You know why? There was money. You didn't lose a ton of money. you're still able to trade today, right?
I love it, man. This is going.
Tell him, Coach.
Dawn, I remember the first time I made like $5. I came up out of the room. I came back in. I said, "That's it. This is my job from now on."
It's so funny, the blessing, the blindness thing, because I'm on disability, so that takes care of our rent. And Jen's, she works 2 jobs. She's got a full-time and a part-time where she works customer service that basically pays for everything else, food, lights, phones, all that. And let me tell you, so I'm sitting here all day with nothing to do but edit videos and things like that, because I can't see. I can't drive to do Uber or any of that. I can't work on a computer to be able to work from home doing customer service. I can kind of see, and I could probably do that job, but it would take me a long time. So to be blessed, it's a blessing and a curse, because the curse, for obvious reasons, the eyesight. But you would be surprised at what you can do with fucked up eyesight, excuse my French, which you can accomplish. And so for me to find Coach and to learn to trade and to be able to see it on my phone, I've been blessed with the time to be able to do it. I hear a lot of people, man, I can't do that. I got my full-time job. Mitch, we haven't had Mitch. Why? Because he's got to work his full-time job. So while the eyesight thing is a curse, it's also a blessing, because it's afforded me the time to sit here and really learn Coach's strategies and practice them. Why do you think I got time to sit here and do this shit?
Exactly. I'm in the same situation, Dawn. I'm a disabled vet, disability here. So
Yeah.
if anybody feel you, I feel you. And I'm not
Yeah.
100% disabled either. Hopefully I will be one day. But I mean, how I found Coach was because of the veterans thing. Like I was in a depressed point, and then my dad was
Yeah.
like, "You need to go see the psychiatrist," and then I found Coach, and they was talking about the AA group or whatever, and I was like, "Here's a group. I'm just really trying to get through the meeting." I told Coach this too. I'm like, "Man, listen, I was really just trying to get through the meeting," and then the therapist or whatever, I guess he ran through my file. They called and check up on you, and at the
I
time they
don't
had
know
gave
if
me this
anybody else
medicine.
feels this, but Coach, if you haven't learned from context clues from the universe just by who it has sent to him, Coach is a chosen one.
Exactly. That's why
He
I
is the
always
chosen
talk. I'm
one.
like, how in the hell did I end up in this group? Like,
Same thing, same. Coach has been chosen by the universe to lead a lot of us to the promised land. And I'm not trying to put him in a Jesus light, but Coach metaphorically has been chosen to lead a lot of us out of some struggles.
Listen.
And he knows it. So that's why he gets emotional, because he knows he's been picked to do this, and it's important to him to get that done. He wants to see us succeed, because he knows he's been tasked with that. And that's a lot of pressure. So that's why I'm glad he takes time off now, because that's a lot on your shoulders to know that God is relying on you to help a bunch of people, So yeah, take some time, because you're doing it. You're getting it done. You're causing us to break off even into these subgroups that are still following your teachings and follow you all week long and want to continue looking at your teachings even when you're off having a movie day with your wife. You feel me? That's how powerful his teaching is and his passion for it. We've all been affected by it, so much to the point where we have to continue it even when he's not there. So I love that he has also created all of this so that we can do just that.
Exactly.
It's awesome.
It was times in the group in the beginning when I was just, I ain't have no money to trade. I'm just coming here
just to hang,
come.
right?
Yeah, just to hang out. All right. Yeah.
Yep. Reversal doji. We were talking about this one a little while ago.
Right.
Be careful, right here's a reversal. Right there's a reversal. See it, Jimmy? You have to be careful of that can.
He's got the second 2-minute Euro confirmation.
Yeah. I'm just saying, be careful right here. It doesn't going to, but you have to be more cautious at that point. That's when I start to shed a little bit. And then if it still goes the way I want, then I'll hammer it again. If not, I start to collect my profit here, because that could be an indication that it's going to bounce to the upside of the next candle. Now I'm starting to look at if I'm going to enter call that. Now it's going to bounce to the upside. You're going to see it move back up towards VWAP. There it goes. Congratulations. American Dream Trading.
In the house. like a mic.
We just on here hanging out. Let me see how many people we got watching us. Okay. All right. I'm sitting here thinking it's just us two.
I just said that.
Sneak in.
We're on the first screen for Apple.
Yeah, it's beaten down a lot, coach. So yeah, we might see like $2-3 upside.
Yeah, it was down like 15% or 18% pre-market. Did you see that? It got hammered for no reason too, by the way. It should not have done that. There it goes. It's up 2,600. The problem is it's not letting me play. Nice.
Sell that
Thank you for that call out. Great call out. Now up 4,000 on crowd. Great call out on CRWD.
You're welcome, coach. Thanks, coach.
Absolutely. There it goes. Sold off. That's nice. That's a good profit right there. I think we made 3,000 on that one. Not bad. It's a good way to start the morning. Stop loss. If it triggers, I'm out, right? But we already got the right in this range. Why? This is showing a reversal. Now I'm going to call. There you go. See? I'm taking my stop loss here, and now I'm moving my stop loss up. And no matter what, that's a profitable trade. Now I'm up. You guys see how I'm working it? Pick it up, and right in here. Oops, I just deleted it. But somewhere in here, you see what I mean? Boom, stop loss. I just got paid.
Did that get
I want to
fuzzy
say
or
this
was
right
this
here to all. Listen, Don, I want to say this, fuzzy or not, to all new traders. What you just saw, coach make that look easy. It's not that easy in real time. Okay, he's a professional. Whenever you watch preseason football, and you see a quarterback throw that thing all the way down the field, just remember whenever you get ready to scalp that bar, you can't throw that ball like that quarterback did. You're not gonna be able to scalp that candle like coach did. You can try and paper. Okay.
You can if you're Lamar Jackson.
Man, listen, coach make that look real easy. It's not that easy. You can
Look,
get it
here's
over
the thing.
time. I'm not saying it's
Speaking
impossible.
of Lamar Jackson, that's like the running quarterbacks that okay, I can't get a couple of downs. I can't get the first down. Let me get it. It's not really that easy, but
It's
some of
not
them are
that
still
easy.
to be able to get to do that.
All right, coach make that look really easy. It's not that easy in real time.
Candlestick pattern stock market training. Let's do it.
Tell me, hold on. Look at this. You see that? It was like, hey, we're going to ride to the moon. And then right here it goes, hey, we're going to go the other way. Do you see that candle? But do you see how perfectly it told you? And for the rest of the world who doesn't know what that is, I mean, you already knew, right? Doesn't matter what time frame. Oh, what do you know? There's a reversal. You see it, Callie?
Yeah, it's the upside down hammer.
See this, everybody?
Yeah.
Callie.
Every time I see that pattern come up, I'll be like, it's over. You know, that's it. What is VWAP? My favorite indicator.
VWAP. People, it can be any way you want. It's the volume weighted average price. What that means is that's what the market thinks at that time of what the stock should be worth. And that's based on, right, the volume and where it's at, the average price with volume. So that's why VWAP is more important than any other indicator on the planet for trading. So people get to hang their hat on it and use it because of that reason. Otherwise, if that VWAP wasn't there, where would we think the Amazon price should be at today, right? We wouldn't have an indicator to go, hey, Amazon should be about this price because that's, the weight of the volume that's been in it, right? Right. Remember, the only thing that gives a stock has to be people to buy it. If and demand people buying and selling, price goes up. That means VWAP will go up. There's more volume, right, which increases your average price. If there's more sellers, that means Amazon is not as valuable anymore because there's more people that don't want the stock than there is that do. That's the only reason we get price movement on a vicious thing in the sky that says Amazon should be $95.91 right now, right?
And I'll even
That's
add to that
huge.
with a little secret. A little secret that they can take with them. The
Yeah.
banks use VWAP. They do. I tell you, VWAP is the most watched indicator there is. When Coach said that, I went to researching that VWAP. That's my favorite one. And then the VWAP will just give you trades. You remember Bruno was showing it to us the other what day that was. One day he was showing us his trade, and he was just looking at how many times it just came to VWAP and just bounced off of it. And so you could have just took a trade right there. As soon as it rejected the VWAP, it's just gonna keep coming like a line, and before it break through.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And the funny thing is, if it's riding VWAP, I guess that's the market saying, okay, yeah, we're not really willing to pay too much more or too much less than this price right here.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I don't know exactly what it is, but I know it respects VWAP more than any other one that I use, like the 20 moving average, the 200. That VWAP, it respects VWAP more to me. I mean, other people might
Yeah.
have other opinions, but
because you don't see it hugging, the 21. You don't see it hugging the 50. You don't see it hugging it will tend to hug VWAP.
I'm telling you, that thing be like a magnet.
Yeah.
So like right here, that new body form below it, you can see buyers bought it up, John, right here underneath. You now have 40 seconds on this candle. You can see this is starting to go to the downside, buying or selling pressure here. So if I was like quick scalping, this is a put. Now what I'd have my stop loss set for is right here at 407.10. There it goes. There's the pull. 407.10 is my stop loss. Here I can collect my money. I'm out of that trade, and then I'm looking for the next candle. You now have 10 seconds on the candle, buying pressure coming up from the bottom. Why? Because right down here, as Jimmy likes to say, right, it's waiting in the weeds. You see all this?
Have a good one, Arlo. Thanks for stopping through, sweetie. Appreciate you.
A lot of weeds in here. What to do? There it goes, still pulling. That's good. This body is now lower than the previous body. So this is already telling you can already see right here, it's stair stepping to the downside. You guys see this? This looks good. Still looking good. Now right here, I had a 407.01 stop. Why? That's the previous body. There it goes, John. Scalp it again. There you go. Now you're getting paid big on the pull. Take it whenever you want. Now we're coming back down to this next level right here. We'll see if this is going to bounce or give resistance. Otherwise, it's pulling. Do you see how we do that? So we read our patterns. We read our candles. We get our support resistance. We do all the things, John. That's how we make extra money more than anybody else. See how this bounced in reverse? That's a bounce. That's a call, just like that. Do you see it? Where's my stop loss? Pulls back. I literally lose 2 cents. Do you see it? Because this is a point of a bounce, or it's just going to pull hard, and that's why we got our stop. But I'm telling you, this is a reversal. We'll see. There it goes. Bye-bye. Go on. There it is.
He was eating something.
Hey, that right there, what he just explained, I remember Jimmy explaining the waiting in the weeds one day. And I think that's really why he got so good, is because he'd be like, he's the first one that made me start thinking about what other traders
Here's
are
what
thinking.
people
Like
will get.
if you look to the left on your chart, if you look to the left on your chart and you say, okay, he's waiting in the weeds line, Jimmy, he was like, well, those people entered the trade right there. So what do you think they're gonna do if the candles come down? They're gonna be thinking about either exiting or, if it come down, that's what's gonna make it stop. That's when he mentioned that, I was like, you're right. If they still in their trades, right now they got to make a decision to either close at break even or try to see if it's going to come down and go back up. So that's why you get a reaction. And so that's what made me start really looking into what are other traders doing, instead of just placing a trade and get in, like, okay, these guys, they still in their trades. Let me see how they going to react once this price come down on them, Is they gonna, if they start leaving, that means it's going to continue to drop. But, if they hold on and other traders come in right there, they push the price back up. But you can go ahead.
Cool.
Let's say they trade here. They cherry picked it. First mistake. It happened. We jumped in here, and you're like, oh, I don't like it. And then it breaks up here, and you just look like everybody. This is the point to take the money. You were so far into money, you turned this winner into a loser, right? You literally went from a massive thing till the cows come home, and you let it come all the way back up to where you were. And then you get into this range, like, well, I don't know. Well, then, of course, pay dirt, but still, you're putting yourself through all these damn emotions when you really didn't need to. For me, if I enter this trade right here and it jerks really hard, I'm out. This candle is a 5% candle in the single candle. So if you entered here and it did this one, you're already up at least 15, 20% on that candle if you didn't even wait till the whole thing.
All right, I feel like he was talking to me on that one. I took a little offense to that because that's what I did on my last trades. I let the price give it to me and take it away.
Okay, I'm hitting pause and it's delaying. It's starting anyway. Great. Now I got to play with that timing.
I'm going to hammer XPEV here. There it goes to the upside. I like it. It's looking good. See if we can get a launch. Holding up, there goes the pop I was looking for right there. Congratulations on XPEV. Nice call out, Mr. Carter. Right there. That's how you make a quick $400 to start your profit.
Make that money, coach.
Yep, there it is. Done. Thank you very much. $400.
Attaboy.
Good job, everybody.
We've been trading that recently, right? XPEV.
We have. XPEV was a runner.
Wow.
If I want to stay in a trade for 7 to 30 days, what charts should I be looking at that time?
7 to 30. Okay. Typically, if I'm going to go that far, it's usually going to be around the hour or the 4 hour. You see this? These are typically good charts to be looking for. See here?
Okay.
And then you're going to do the exact same thing we do like our regular charting, right? Just like this. This will give you a full 30-day picture here on the 4 hour. And then when I'm actually setting up, I'm looking more at the 1 hour right here. See this?
Right.
So if I'm drawing my line, my trends is just like this. So you can see me been going up for a long time. See it?
Right.
Wow, he zooms out, and that must be like a year's worth of
Right.
stuff that he's looking at.
Right. Or areas of, then what I want to look for is basically the middle where it's had tons of traffic, where you can see right here is huge. 393.83. See this? Sat there a long time. That's going to be a high level of resistance when it comes up. Most of the traffic is in here, literally right where it's all pre-market traffic. That's the most traffic of today is exactly where it's sitting. And right here. See this 392.14? This is where we set up for the pull. You see this? Now we still have 24 minutes, so we'll see what it does leading up to it. But right here, this is where we're setting up and or we're hitting it for a pull right on a put, because then you've got a gap down to 390.93, and then it's lights out for SPY, right? Now, SPY short squeezes out of the gate. Once this breaks this 393.83 to the upside, it's the same thing. We start to look at a long. If you want official confirmation, you can wait until 394.50-ish right here, and then you can long it to the upside, and then we'll have to start drawing out the channels from the previous day because they're obviously won't be any for today. That's your SPY rundown.
Those pre-markers are golden.
Man, they are so golden, because here's the thing, and I was joking a little while ago, but SPY right now, right? The last thing it traded at was like $430 something, $436. At any given point, it could choose to go below that. And the video we just watched has key levels right in that area, 390 and all of that. So it's like you have to keep track of all of that, because if it goes back down there, that exact video is going to give you levels that you need to be looking out for. Because if it was like that before, chances are it may act like that again when it gets to that level.
Yep.
I love these.
So Tesla right now is down 2.5%. So you can see Tesla has a long ways to go to get back to yesterday, which ended at 179.82. So basically in your head, you're looking at 180 to the upside, right? Before it even gaps to yesterday. So same thing here. If we're mapping this out, 173.82 is the yank, right? That's where the bottom falls out. You can ride that put. Now up here where there's most traffic, so right here I would start looking at a long around this 176.87. So if this gets a short squeeze out of the open above 176.87, that's when I want to start looking at it to the long side. Let me get rid of all this other stuff. I'm looking at middle of the road, which is basically where it's at. You can see right here it's touching all of these lines. So this right here is your current resistance. Everybody see it? So basically we're watching for current resistance, just like everything we do. If this breaks to the upside, I'll start to look long at 176.87.
Dude, this stuff down there in the chat, this is because basically like consolidate and possibly get to or move from as a support or a resistance, you know, and it'll keep you from going through that. Oh, I just jumped in a trade and it went the other way. Well, if you knew when you got in that trade that you were jumping in at a resistance level, that you should have expected it to go the other way, which means you should get in a what? Put, not a call.
Right.
On the first 15-minute candle, if it has not broke pre-market high, is going to be a bearish indicator typically for the day, unless there's some kind of weird
I'm gonna stop it. I back tested this. I went through with I think SPY, Apple, Tesla, and went and looked at a bunch of days and went and looked at that first 15-minute. I'll be damned if he wasn't on the money, because usually at some point it just
I was gonna tell you to pause it, because that 15-minute drill, it works.
Yep.
I'm telling you,
it does.
If it doesn't break, if within 15 minutes, if it don't break the pre-market high, just go ahead and get ready for some puts, because it's going down. It's gonna be a down day.
See, and this also again speaks to his years of experience. How did he know that? Like at some point, he went and looked at that and said, "Oh, wait a minute. Okay, that if that first candle is 15 minutes and it's red, I'm noticing it tends to go." That's his years of experience that we get cheat codes.
I'm telling you.
You know, he spent the time, the screen time, and we get to reap the benefits of that shit. I love ADC, man.
Versal. What's that mean to you? That means if Microsoft does not break 245.52, you can expect Microsoft the rest of the day to pull or be to the downside. Does that make sense to everyone?
I like that arrow, Carter. I love Carter's little additions that he started adding in.
For real, but I know one thing.
Especially with my eyesight, they are very helpful.
I don't trade the first 30 minutes, but the first 30 minutes, the first 15 minutes,
what?
I'm looking to see if that thing gonna break that pre-market.
Why did that
situation?
Wait a minute, hold on.
Right here, we could start looking at a long position. If it breaks over two.
Dude, Dude, I thought somebody took over my screen. I was about to get pissed. I'm hitting pause and it's not pausing. And I'm jumping around and I'm thinking that his mouse that he's moving around is my shit. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not doing that. All right, come on, you two, work with me here. Back it up. Okay.
Start looking at along at 255, 64 to right here. It's going to.
This being stupid. Okay.
Microsoft, same situation. Right here, we could start looking at a long position. If it breaks over 256.60 formation, but you can start looking at a long 255, 64 to the downside. Right here, it's going to start pulling immediately at 253.31. You should see a big pull to the downside. Not even going to put a caution on that. It's all of these. Notice all of these are already at a range to pull, so you got to be careful. Here, if Tesla breaks 179.59, we're at to the upside. If this breaks down below, and of course, if it breaks 170.63, we're going to super short this bad boy. But those are the moves right here, right out of the gate. So it's at 167, what is this, 30? So really at 177.50, I'm going to start a position to the long side right here. The only reason I'm using these yellows is just kind of give, because this would be green too. I like it as an indicator of, hey, this is moving in the direction we wanted. So hopefully that helps you guys, because really this would also be green, this would be red, but it's kind of like a, hey, this is where you start the position, right? So that's Tesla.
I don't trade Tesla too much. The only time I'll go get a Tesla contract is if Coach called it out like 2 or 3 times, because, you know, anytime Coach is screaming, go and do this, and I have the settle funds, I go and do it, because that's how I made my first biggest trade. Coach was like, you need to get an Apple right now. And I went and bought it, and that thing went from like $20 to $100 or something in one day. And ever since then, listen, if he called it out 2 or 3 times, just get in it. Set your stop loss. You'll be fine.
Yep, absolutely. Because you find that Tesla's not, it can be really volatile, but some days you can actually, like, because Tesla's ate me up on a couple of occasions, but it's times where it's also saved me and paid me from some stuff that ate me up earlier in the day. So yeah, you got to catch that thing on the right day. And no, but see, I'm not so much worried about that anymore, because I don't just jump in trades anymore.
Yeah, right. Yep, that's the only time.
Without
That's the only time that I would trade Tesla, is if Coach is just screaming Tesla, I go on and get it. Other than that, I don't touch Tesla. That thing is chop you up.
Yep. I got you, Farrah. If you're still in the chat, I got you.
Here's what we're going to do. The very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fly through these top gainers, right? It gives us a kind of a good idea. We can see the volume, any fast market movers through Webull. You can do this on any of your platforms. You can do this if you're using screeners, Benzinga, whatever you want, doesn't matter. I like to do it through Webull because I can click right through and watch. This is how fast we should be able to get through this and see what's running, what's hot, what's not. Here we go. OPGM looks good. We want to see a break right here again of this 44.08. OG's flat line. Wait, I'd do the same thing. I'd wait till market high on OG. NCPL's flat to the downside. Downside. Sissy right here still looks good. This is the one I called out earlier. I said if it broke 152.8, you're golden. There you go. Whoever got in that, congratulations. BYSI, as soon as this breaks VWAP, you can start looking at $1.04. cents. You could start a small long position on that. Of course, looking at each level, $1.10 being next and $1.20. NUWE looks great right here. Right away here, Mitch. Do you see how this looks?
Yes, sir.
That's beautiful. Look at it. Nice, long, tall neck coming straight off of VWAP. It's a beautiful formation. So now you're like, well, when do I enter, coach? As soon as that breaks new high, hammer it.
Hey, that right there for the high stocks.
Yeah.
If I didn't catch the high stock on the initial move and it pulls back, I done heard Coach say it so many times that even if it's one that's been called out or something like that, I automatically know don't enter it until I break a new high. And so I go and set like a buy stop a couple cents ahead of it, of whatever the high is. And if it gets triggered, I hurry up and put the stop in, or I set that up. You know how you can set the buy stop with the stop. I set it up. But as far as the high stop, if it pull back, don't touch it until I break a new high, because that's what Coach is gonna say. Like, and that's what I do now. Is like I done heard him say it so many times that if it's something that's running like that, I'm not touching it until I make a new high. Because if it don't break a new high, it's probably not gonna. It's gonna drop.
Probably just gonna continue the channel and go back
right.
down.
Yep.
I've seen it. Yeah, it's like, wait. That's another thing that I've picked up too, Ralph, is waiting until pullbacks happen. Stop jumping in the middle of a trade, like the 2-minute EW. Oh, let's go. No, you're scalping. So you need to know that you're scalping.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if you're gonna scalp, you need to be in a position that's gonna pay you some money to be in there for a short period of time. You know what I mean? You need to do like a few contracts. And if you're not prepared to do that, then you need to wait for the next 2-minute EWO to form.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
You know? Oh, here's some of the new stuff. The intro.
All the props again. I was just looking at my P&L over the last 15 days, and I have 3 down, 3 negative, and the negatives are less than 1%. I'm just for something's clicked lately, and I'm going in small. I'm just listening in. I'm doing my analysis. I did this often. I just want to say thank you. Thank you. You're amazing. This group's amazing. I'm so very grateful. That's it. That's all I got.
Nice job, Ray. You're very welcome. Now, Ray, did you trade before you came to American Dream Trading?
Heck no. I didn't even know what. Like, my gosh. No. Nope. No. And the other thing I've been doing is I trade stocks in the free market. I just look for the runners. I kind of just, I know what to look for now. Like I know what to, how to kind of analyze if it's going to go up or down, or, and it just, they're not like, you've just given me such a gift. And man, if I could seriously, you are the man. You're the GOAT.
Thank you, Ray. I appreciate you, buddy. And I'm glad you're just crushing it too. That's awesome.
I wish I could talk to the TikTokers. They always worried about how much money they need to start. They need to realize that they wasting time. They need to be starting, then worry about the money.
That's so funny you said that, because I'm like, damn it, I should have went live on TikTok along with this. So I'm thinking about, I mentioned this earlier, but I'm not trying to, spend every weekend doing this. I don't mind, but I'm thinking about maybe the first weekend of the month. Why not do this, on the first Saturday of every month,
That'd be real cool, because I didn't realize we've been on here for 2.5 hours almost.
Yeah, the whole goal was that I had prepared to just be on here
like an hour.
Yeah, and trust that you don't have to sit here through this whole playlist, Ralph. I did it because I don't have nothing else to do, and Jen's working. So I figured, you know what, why not? I was going to watch it anyway. Why not go live since I've kind of gotten in the habit of doing the aftermarket? Why not help some of the people and just watch it live and see if Coach didn't mind? So yeah, man, it's like,
No,
I
I'm
support
fine.
you. Okay. Hey,
I'm
hang out as
fine
long
right
as you
now
want, bro.
until my dad busting the door needing to go do something. He's 82 years old, so whenever he busts in the door, I'm gonna have to go. But until then, I'm fine.
Okay,
You know?
cool. I enjoy the company. You know what I mean? I enjoy the company. And I said, why didn't I go live on TikTok? So with that being said, the next one that I do, which will be the first Saturday in September, I'm going to go live on TikTok at the same time.
We're gonna get some trolls then. The trolls
Oh, that's all right. You
come in on
see some
TikTok.
for me. We'll get a couple of moderators on standby, Miranda and them, and kind of handle them. You know what I mean?
Man, them trolls, they irk me in the morning when Coach
Yeah,
talking to. I'll be like,
it's like, don't piss him off. We trying to get through the
yes, we
pre-market.
trying to have a
You know what
good
I mean?
day, right?
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's like, he needs people to counteract a lot of the bullshit that's going on TikTok that's talking about him. He needs to. It's one thing for Coach to go on there, but when members of his group go on there,
Right.
that has just as much, if not more, credibility. Because like, whoa, it's people that's learning from him now saying how great he is. It's not him. It adds even more credibility to the strategies and things if we go on there and say, hey, yeah, he's not full of shit. He's actually helped us.
I do that all the time. Whenever
Yeah,
Coach
man.
be talking to TikTok, if I don't have anything going on, which is a
Yep.
lot of the times,
Yep.
I go in and be like, "Hey, this guy saved my life. Y'all thinking about money?" I be wanting to say what DMX said on DMX said on Belly, but put the weed in the bag first, then learn how to get money. I be wanting to tell them,
right?
look, you out here talking about you getting money and doing it. Put the weed in the bag first.
Yeah. Hey,
Then
man,
go
we
get
can
some money.
go TikTok live sometime if you want.
All right.
Team up, get a little panel going on TikTok. I was doing that heavy, but that's how I found Coach. I was doing that heavy right before I got into Coach, jumping on people's lives and getting in the box with them, and then starting to do my own. Me and Jen, we would do a vegan one every now and then, and sometimes I would get on there and play drums. You know what I mean, for people.
Hey,
So
Dom.
yeah, we can do one. What's up?
I don't have much social media, but my which one it is? X, what used to be Twitter. Coach turned my X into a full trading. You'll think I got a trading platform. For real. I have so many different, I guess it's scammers, people pretending to be other like traders. I haven't really been attacked by the fake coaches, but like the other people who pretending to be like Coach. I don't know what it is. I get like my whole Twitter done turned into a trading Twitter. Like you'll think that's what my platform is about, which I guess it is now. But
it got mine too. It used to be full of 90 Day Fiance stuff. Now it's just Coach's retweets and my videos, putting out my link and everything. It's just trade stuff. I just pinned one of the videos that I did to the top, trying to get my link out there. So yeah, I need the dough, man. I'm trying to win that contest.
Yes, I always put my link on there, thinking somebody might click it. I don't know. I don't have too many followers, but And then whenever I try to tell some of people that's in my real life about trading, it's like I'm speaking another language to them. They be like, "What?" I guess I gotta make some money to show. That's how it is. Always been with my people. If you're doing something but you don't have nothing to show them, they're not gonna entertain it. But if I come out with a big bankroll on them, then they're gonna be like, "Well, how you did that?" I'm gonna be like, "Listen, it took time. You're not gonna get this overnight. This is a lot of hard work."
His doctor's office and his old job. They're like, "Whoa, what's going on now?"
Right.
All right, y'all. We're gonna hit start.
Day trading or scalping.
because you're probably have
Oh,
wrong
what is? Oh, this is the
indicators
video.
and
Oh,
you're
What's
okay.
using them
this?
like
This is
problem
kind of
today
long. This is
and you'll
gonna be too
discover
long. You're gonna have to.
Oh, wow.
They'll have to go and
and
watch
beat the
this
market
on their own
just by
time. I don't
using
know what
two
this is.
How
indicators
the hell did
and the
that
high
happen?
Fibonacci candles
Oh, you know what?
support.
That's the
Algorithm.
videos of that channel I was
My bad.
sending you.
So you don't miss when your video.
Yeah, that's gonna be too long. They can check that out on their
Fair
own time
share.
if they want to.
Hold on.
Let's do.
There we go.
Okay.
I forgot that I was on YouTube with you guys.
It's not a question. It's just
When I went to look it up on my phone and switched it out on here.
Yeah, I was just looking at my P&L over the last 15
Did
days.
we just watch?
I don't think so.
That's okay.
Yeah, just I for something's clicked lately, and I'm going in small. I'm just listening in. I'm doing my analysis. I do this often. I just want to say thank you. You're amazing. This group's amazing. I'm so very grateful. That's it. That's all I got.
Nice job, Ray. You're very welcome. Now, Ray, did you trade before you came to American Dream Trading?
Heck no, I didn't even know what. Like, my
Okay,
gosh.
yeah, we watched this one, but it's still.
No, and the other thing I've been doing is I trade stocks in the in the free market. I just look for the runners. I kind of just I know what to look for now. Like I know what to how to kind of analyze if it's going to go up or down or and it just not like you've just given me such a gift. And man, if I could talk to TikTok on your behalf, like seriously,
We
you
just said
are
that.
the man. You're the goat.
Thank you, Ray. I appreciate you, buddy. And I'm glad you're just crushing it too. That's awesome.
Speaking of that other channel that you sent to Farrah, those videos are long, and I think that is for more seasoned traders. Like I don't think if it's a new trader, that's going to be information overload. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's more for a trader who's been in the
Yeah, she
game
was
for a minute.
curious, so she's looking for
And
some more things.
she's been here. Right, she's been here for a while, so that'll be good to help her. Yeah, nope. There's not many out there with good information. That's one.
Why does it keep doing that? It keeps going to
I don't know.
Why is it so hard to make consistent?
That keeps coming up.
Yeah, let me just go out.
Yeah.
Hold up. Let me just go out and get back to.
It's a coach's playlist.
Here's what we're going to do. The very do is I'm going to fly through these top gainers, right? It gives us a kind of a good idea. We can see the volume, any market movers through. We can do this on any of your platforms.
Where were we?
Let's go ahead and do, someone asked about that earlier. Same thing. Of course, will be to the long side. This will be to the short side. Same exact situation here. I mean, it's almost there now. Yeah, I mean, it's already looking like Pole City here. But if this drops, another $1, I would start looking at it to the short side. Same thing here. I'd be extremely cautious. I wouldn't start looking at a long position until well above 305.52. And to safely enter into a longer position. Of course, there's no such thing as safe, but I would look at this until it seriously started to recover. What's it at? $3 pre-market, and this is a guesstimate. We have no idea here, but I wouldn't start looking at longing it till above 305.52.
Exactly. That thing right there look like it got the potential to rip your face off if you think about a call. For real.
Here we go.
Hey, the double bottom is another one of my favorite patterns.
Curl. up, curled. Look at the change.
Yep.
See the W?
Okay.
Okay. That could be a sign of a reversal, Eric.
But you would wait for that break about that there
Yeah.
to.
Now I would be more leery because of this move that has not happened all day, right?
Yeah.
Just like when we're reading the regular candle patterns, it doesn't mean it's not going to do this and then buy. But I'm telling you now you need caution. This has changed. This whole area has changed. Do you see it?
Yep. Also known as the double bottom, correct?
That's right. So now I would be watching this level. This pattern has changed. Notice this is completely different than it's been all day, right? See how it's starting to go real flat, right? It's not straight down, comes up, straight down, comes up. Now it went down, up, sideways. See it?
Yep.
So the overall trend, something has changed. I'm just making you aware of we don't have this nice pattern anymore.
On the double bottom, when I see the double bottom, if the second bottom doesn't go lower than the first bottom, I'm getting in. No question asked. If the second part of the bottom don't take out the first part, I'm getting in. No questions asked.
You said now, if the second bottom is what now?
Right, when the W pattern comes up, like the first.
Yeah.
Right, the first bottom comes down, and then when the second bottom get ready to come, if the second bottom doesn't take the first bottom out, I'm getting in. Like, if it comes down, because that's really like a demand zone right there. If the second bottom don't go as low, because you saw the picture that he had that Carter had popped up on the side that's showing the pattern up close in the video, and you can see that they had the pin bar come down and rejected it. If I see that, I'm getting in. No questions asked.
So
this thing is about the reverse.
Yeah, if the
Run
second
the video
bottom
back. It's real short. Run that video back.
As far as the other one.
Yeah, run that video back. It's a real short video.
What I can tell you here, Pastor,
Okay, I see it.
Always.
We had a change here. Okay, this went up, curled, up, curled, up, curled. Look at the change.
Yeah.
See the W? Okay, that could be a sign of a reversal.
It looks pretty even here, though.
For that break about that.
Yeah, but the pattern he's gonna show a pattern of the pattern to the left. To the left, Carter put like a picture of the pattern. You're gonna see it later in the video, and it's gonna come up, and you'll see what I'm talking about. That one right there, the second wave is deeper.
Just like when that happened, right? The regular candle patterns. It doesn't mean it's not going to do this and then buy. But I'm telling you now you need caution. This has changed. This whole area has changed. Do you see it?
Yep. Also
right there, Don. You see it?
That's right. So now I would be.
Yes. So
see
that
how
one
the
is
second
up
bottom
higher.
is
It's
up a little higher.
Low.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a higher low.
Yeah, if it's a higher low, I'm getting in. But the safer thing to do is wait on it to break the neckline. See where that line is at up there? That's the safer, more conservative way to get in. But if I see it come down and it's a higher low, I'm getting in. That's just me.
You remind me of Mark Mancini. Mark Mancini will get in something early. I do it from time to time. If it look like kind of like yesterday, you could have said that the whole getting in video when I did might have been early, but I don't think it did. It was because, again, like what you said, I'm like, okay, it hasn't been back up over 421 in like an hour. The fact that it's here now means NVIDIA's about to do one of them long runs.
Right.
So
especially if it break above.
Yep. I'm good. See, and that's when you get to be a little bit more salt and pepper on your shit. You can kind of judge, So it's Coach has those rules in place for the trader who is completely green and hasn't watched a lot of us who have sat here with him all day with this have put in damn near as much screen like just watching it all day and watching his video. We've put in a lot of screen time so we can kind of start to do little extra things that maybe the brand new trader shouldn't be doing.
Exactly. And like this pattern to the side that I'm looking at in the little window. I could see 3 spots that you can make an entry on. Like I said that I get in right there, but then it curls up, and then you see another rejection, and then you see the resistance line. That's where you really should. If it get past that and hold, it's going up.
You talking about that second area down right under the line where it's
Exactly. Yeah, it's like
three. I see
a
3
doji.
hits right there.
Yeah, it's like 3 interest points right there on that one.
Yeah.
The conservative best thing to do though, if you knew, wait till it break the neckline of the pattern, which is that line that
Top
says
of the W
resistance.
right up
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
We learning.
Watching this level. This pattern has changed. Notice this is completely different all day, right? See how it's going to go real flat, right? It's not straight down, comes up, straight down, comes up. Now it went down, up, sideways. See it? Yep. So the overall trend, something has changed. I'm just making you aware of we don't have this nice pattern anymore.
I'm gonna run to the little girl's room. I'll be right back. Wow, this one's playing. Oh, Apple.
Same thing right here. If this dips down 1, if we see a pullback right at this 149.20, this is where I'm going to start to have short entry. To the long side, 150.66. We definitely want to long it there above that 150. So close to 150. If you break 150 out of the gate, and I know it's really tight, but if you break 150 out of the gate, I could start a small position to the upside here. Does everybody have that on your chart? Each candle, each pattern, each one, the one previous, where to start, what kind of volume was in there, where is it going, what's happening on my level 2 at the same time, is there any resistance I need to be watching at the exact same time this is happening. In the meantime, I'm always like right here, I'm paying attention to where the previous zones were of what I need to look for. Like notice I don't need the whole day. I don't care about the day. All I need is this right here in front of me. This is telling me everything I need to know about it. You see how right here this got bought right back up, but you can see it's pushing down. You can still see the body is still lower than the previous body, right? Like all of these things. Every single one of these. Notice this is starting to change direction. Do you see how this is going a little flatter? You see this?
Yeah.
So instead of down, here it went flat. You see this?
Yeah.
It's a change. It's a change, though. It's literally these one little microsecond changes, but you need to be able to adapt, play them, manipulate them. Like the second it happens, you're changing them. But you can tell, like the way it's flatter instead of pulling down. Do you see how it's just not down, 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 down? It's changing. There you go. See, it's changing. See? Oh, there you go. Now, anybody else who would have been scalping that would have been like, what? It's perfectly to the downside. Look. I'm like, I'm telling you, it's not.
DT.
I can see it. It's changing. But thank you, DT. You see right here, DT? Look.
Yeah. It's like a chia pet.
Now, see, now somebody would have been burned right here.
I sure would have. Like, oh my
Like,
God.
oh, what do you mean, coach? They were like, what are you talking about? That looks beautiful. It's all to the downside. I'm like, I'm telling you right now, it's not. It could have literally just popped and then started making a move to the other direction. But I knew that at least out of this gate, this was going to have some kind of move to the upside. It didn't mean it was going to be this big of a movement, right? You're never going to guess drastically like this. But I could tell you that I would not be trying to short this here, right? Because I'm going to get burned. So this would have been a long, which I would have got paid nicely because it ended up being a really big long instead of what I thought could be a small pop, right?
When I be seeing the candles go down like that, and then extreme volume come in, I'm on like a 1 or 2 minute time frame, I know that it's about to change when that volume come in like that. And that's what Coach was pretty much looking at right there.
Yeah.
That guy's going down, and then the candles are getting smaller. It's going flatter. Something is about to happen.
Yes. Shout out to DT.
Yeah, DT haven't been in a couple of days here lately, I don't believe. I haven't heard DT in a while.
Yeah, she hasn't been in there. She's been off with her life stuff. You know, her dad's going through all of that, so she's kind of been
Right. Okay. Yeah.
so. But she pops in from time to time.
Forward right here. If they only at the open, that's when I'll look at a long entry. You can already see it's just tanking.
Testimonial video for Coach's year anniversary. She sent one in. I may try to hit that email back and see if, you know, I'll try to alert her to what we're doing over here and see if she can't, you know, pop in or at least check us out.
Yeah.
Already gap down to yesterday to go with what it was yesterday. So right here at this 89 again, boy, we talked about that, that and 90, right? The two big ones for itself. But so 89 and below, I would short it. I mean, literally, it's telling us already that, you know, this is about to be hammered. Again, though, we got to be careful because this could bounce. Let me mark this here. So below 88, 89, which will give you confirmation below 89, that's when I would start shorting it. But what you want to be careful of is down here. Let me look. You could get a bounce 87, 88 if it goes that far. We don't know if it's going to go that far. Let me see if there's anything out. Yeah.
Jimmy.
Right here. Right here's a big one. I just caught this. I'm glad I saw this. 88.60. That's the move. You see that, Jimmy? 88.60 right here. There's a lot of weight to it. Okay, so at the open, if that breaks, go back. So 88.60 is a big one. I'm glad I saw that.
So at the opening, wouldn't that momentum carry it through it?
Not necessarily. Now, what could happen is at the open it breaks, pulls really hard. It could touch down here around this 88.60-ish, bounce back up, which will then start eating everybody's options. Everybody will then jump ships, and then boom, hammer right back full though of the 88.60.
Okay.
Yep. That's a big one. I'm gonna put a big yellow caution danger.
Okay.
Dude, I got a talking about yesterday.
Yeah.
With the NVIDIA. That's exactly what was happening. You know, they were like it. You could tell when it's like, okay, wait a minute, it's reversing. That might be because it seemed like it was going up so good. Why is it now reversing? That's either a sell-off or that's, you know, smart money coming in, changing the course, because now what's going to end up happening is people are going, oh shit, it's going down. They're going to start selling. And then it's going to be
baiting more people in. Yeah.
Right.
See, what happened is at that V, once it started pushing up, they probably taking profits off of the. Once they push it up a couple of bars up, and it start to drop a little bit, they just taking profits twofold. Yeah. They taking profits and they baiting more sellers in so that they can fill the order, you know, that they trying to get before they bring it back up to the top.
Right.
They need as many. Because, I mean, let's just be real. Them NVIDIA shareholders, they holding on. So in order for them to get the order that they trying to fill, they got to trick people up out of their position, you know?
Right.
Because it ain't enough shares to go around in the first place.
That's why I was laughing yesterday. I'm like, no. I'm like, nope, you're not going to get me. You're not going to get me. And you might be able to figure out how I did that, but I'm like, hey, you know what I mean? I'm sitting right here, ain't nothing gonna happen.
At that
as soon as it does, I'm out.
At that time, the video had tricked me. I thought it was going down. That's why I keep saying the video made a believer out of me. You know, I thought it was going down. Me personally, I would have been right along with the ones that sold. Because when it dropped, they left a gap.
It was hard.
When it dropped, they left a gap. I thought they were just going to come back up there, grab those orders, and rotate it back down. They didn't. They rotated it down just a little bit. If you notice when NVIDIA on that chart, let me go back and look at it because I've been studying yesterday's chart from NVIDIA for a minute.
I had gotten in it so early that I was already up like $100 when all that crap was going on. So I'm like, okay, you guys.
You must have flipped as soon as it flipped to start going up. That's when you got in.
Pretty much, pretty much, because it was before the 2-minute EWO kicked in. Remember, because I did it based off of the level, not the 2-minute EWO. So I'm like, okay, I'd had my own level in mind that if it passed this level, because I had been watching it, it was most likely going to go ahead and continue up. And it did just that.
Yes,
And
it
by
did.
me getting it at that point, when they started that chop shit up top, I had already had so much green that it wasn't eating up I wasn't going in the negative when it was doing that. I was still up like by $100. So at that point, they would be eating up profit, not my actual premium. So I'm like, okay, I can afford to take $20 hit or whatever off of that. And it never really went that far down. So that's what helped me stay in it when they started getting weird up the top of that. You know what I mean? And trying to chase people off. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere.
NVIDIA opened the day up and went to the upside, then it just melted down from there. It was like
I never trust NVIDIA in the open.
A really hard pull.
NVIDIA ripped me up in the open several times chasing it in the open because it will go down really fast and hard and then it'll go right back up, or the opposite. It's done that several times to me. So I'm like, nope, I will never, ever, ever play NVIDIA in the first half hour, 45 minutes of the day. Never.
Whenever
because it does that a lot.
When it pulled down, it would look like it was just going down, and they left a gap.
Yeah.
And I had the gap marked. I said they're gonna go up there, grab those orders, and reverse it back down, and then as soon as that happened, you must have been already in. And then when it pushed up the second time, the EWO flipped. It came back to VWAP, rejected it, and it was up the rest of the day. After that, it was up. The rest of the day was
because
just.
I made money on the put. I rode the put down.
Right.
But then I messed around and stayed in it a little bit too long when it started pushing back up and lost half my gain on it.
Right.
But that's what made me say, okay, I'm getting out of it now. And I'm gonna see if a call position forms. And to do that, that's gonna have to be past 421 and some change for me. And that's what ended up happening. But I made money on the put too going down. Yeah, I realized I'm starting to really learn how to use this 2-minute EWO strategy with these levels, because that was the first time I got in Scout down and then went back up and made money on it. So yeah, it works, guys. It works. Put to the left.
It works.
But other than that, so your down target 88.89, 88.61, 88.35, and then 88.12.
Yep, that was a perfect example of that V. It's like they driving price down just to shake out people who got a tight stop, so they can just use those as, because if you got a stop, that's a sell, so they buying your order basically. Basically your stop is a sell.
Yeah. It's like, okay, let me stop them out. Now those shares are available.
Exactly. Those shares gonna sell on the market.
Yep.
And so if they trying to fill a couple thousand shares, they need that.
Yeah. You guys are getting some backdoor training right now, because this is this is some like Wizard of Oz behind the curtain type shit we're talking about right here.
But Coach be talking about it. I hear him talking about it every time. He be like, "Man, these sellers ain't giving up."
Yeah, if you listen to him, like
the
I
buyers
have
ain't
some
giving up.
recorded stuff. Yeah, I have some recorded stuff of him the other day getting pissed at SPY because he's like, they're holding it up. See what's happening? I wasn't able to make money on this put because they are holding it up. Who is they? That's who he's talking. He said, oh man, he didn't say smart money, but he said they or institutions.
Institutions. That's what I think he said. Institutional traders. Yeah, because these they can't move the same way we move. They can't just press the button and get the amount of shares that they need.
Right. So they gotta trick it. EWO entry trading. Oh, this will be huge. This is huge. Pay attention, guys.
Yes.
In the chat on that.
right here, we entered a 2 minute, and I always say, right, 25 to 40%. That rule changes the second it breaks. Let me show you what I mean by that. It came down here, it did exactly what you wanted to do. Then it moved back up, it broke, and it held above VWAP. That tells me to get out, right? That tells me to get out. In this trade, I wouldn't be here, you right? If you were in this trade still and it did all this, congratulations to you. But I'm telling you, if this breaks up here, back up to above VWAP, I'll just take the money I made from here to here and I want out. I don't worry about this move because it broke everything that it was supposed to do. It bounced, it couldn't hold, it stayed up here. I am out. Okay, so that wouldn't be a bad trade if you're like, well, coach, I didn't want to stay in it. Well, hell no, I wouldn't stay in it anyways because the next move should have been here, right? So nobody panic. Sometimes this move will happen. That makes sense to everybody?
Yep, thanks, Coach.
You're welcome. Because
that's talking about.
Yes. Yep.
That is literally what we were just talking about, because that's exactly what NVIDIA did yesterday. That move, that thing right there that you're looking at, it almost is identical.
They driving it down, and it's like, I don't know. I'm like, what they got? What they got? Some traders sitting right here buying, and then the other one are selling at the same. Like, how are they doing this? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Otherwise, right, if you got like nerves of steel, you went here to here. This is tough. This is a tough trade because as soon as this bounced back up here and it's so.
Yep, thanks, Coach.
Coach is like, I want out.
Right. Yeah, coach is like, I want out. I'm not in it no more. Because, I mean, there's plenty of traders out there, but they also have traders that can move the market to get the price that they want.
Down here to...
Yeah. You were cut off there. What'd you say?
No, I said it's plenty of traders out there like us, but there's also plenty of traders out there that can move the price. Like they got enough to move the price to get what they want. So if you can pretty much figure out what they, if you can figure out their plan, because you're not going to be able to beat them. Mashulo.
Let me just pick up 1 million shares on Tesla.
Yes.
Wait a minute, hold up. I need this shit to go down. Let me sell those 1 million shares of Tesla I picked up last week.
Mashulo is a master trader. Do not let Mashulo fool you guys. She be in there. Yeah, what do you think Tesla is going to do? No, Mashulo is a master trader. You can't, no.
She knows what she is doing.
Yeah. You don't remember where that charger to the toothbrush is, do you?
I sure don't. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit the play.
This pre-market low at 3. As soon as SPY breaks above 395.05, that's going to start to green light us to the upside. I'm going to make this green. 395 at 395 and above, I'm going to start looking at a long position on SPY. If SPY starts to pull below 394, that's when we're going to start looking at a short position, okay? So 394 will give us a pull down here to this 393 range. Just be mindful, but 395 and above is going to look good. So Apple, yeah, I broke this one down this morning already. So Apple, if it breaks 142.84, I'm going to start looking to long that. If it drops down below 142.15, I'm going to look at shorting that. Same thing here. If this falls below 141.91, it should have a really hard pull on Apple. Let's look at Amazon. This is Jimmy's favorite now. All right, let's see what we got here. So let's see, where are we at? 89.08. Yeah, right here. As soon as this crosses, I mean, it's really close. Let me look. 88.83, you can see is all this traffic down in here. So this would give me an actual good indicator to start shorting Amazon at 88.83. You can see here if it already starts to work its way. I'm going to put this in here now. Hold on. We'll make this the caution, like get ready. This is definitely the pull. And of course, same down here. So you can see right here, 88.96 starts to work its way back down here. You could pull this down to 88.82. So I'm looking at a short there. Let me look to the upside. looks like around here. We'll put in a caution. So right here, if it breaks up above 89.24, I'll start to look at longing this up to 89.38, and then I'll definitely long it. And anything above, of course, 89.59, which is pre-market high, we'll long that as well. So Microsoft this one's a pretty easy one, obviously. If this breaks pre-market high right here above 240, it looks like 247, you can look at longing that. If it starts to break down here, though, at this 246 right here, let me look. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, if that breaks below 246.24, this is when I start looking for a short. So right here is probably where I would short it at 246.09. Same thing here. This will be to the downside. Let me see where we at. This will be to the upside right here. As soon as this starts to break this 321.95, so we'll just say 322. So that'll be to the upside, starting to get into a smaller position. And of course, once we break 323, we're going to long that, right? So there you go. Short below 320. Start to long it above 322. You see this range?
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate that.
Absolutely. That'll at least get you started. And then, of course, as the day goes on and on and on, we'll break it down. But that'll at least right at the bell give us something to identify what we should be reaching for.
All right. Well, it's off. So
Yeah, I was
play
thinking
a
about I
couple
gotta
more,
go
and I
check
guess.
on my dad.
Yep. So I'll play a couple more, and then we'll be out of here, man. Thanks for hanging out with me,
All right.
Ralph. I appreciate it, man. That was
Not a
fun. Thanks
problem.
everybody that came and contributed. Bruno was down there, and Arlo, and Miranda, and Farah, and Danny, and all those guys. Miguel, Eric Smoto shot through. Coach even shot through. So we'll go ahead and listen to one more video, and then I'll go ahead and pull the plug, and we'll do this again the first Saturday in September. We'll go ahead and do this again, and we'll go live on TikTok simultaneously. So that ought to be fun.
Sound like a plan.
All right.
So you can see the first thing we always do, pre-market high, pre-market low, previous day, 1.8%. So we can see where those levels are. Out of the gate, right here, we're going to have some strong indicators of north or south, right, up or down as soon as the market opens. Obviously, if this pulls down below 398.90, right, we're going to short it, then that will become resistance after it blows through the support. So that is support right now. Where did I get that? You can see all of it pre-market. Right, every time it touched this 398.90 range, you can see that it bounced back up, did it several times. You can see it was doing it yesterday. 400 is going to be a big range, right? Obviously, because it's the largest whole number. So 400 is a huge number. That is this line right here. That's why I put this right here in the middle, because 400 is going to be a big one. If this breaks 400, we'll start to look at it to the long. If you want a better information to start looking at a long that's going to go to the downside.
All right. I think, did somebody try to jump in?
I don't know.
Hey, it's me.
Oh.
Hello?
Hey.
Christina.
Hello.
What's
You've
up,
been out here for
Christina?
3 hours? I just got that.
Yeah, I'm actually about to end the stream. We've been watching Coach.
Yeah, we about to get ready to. Yeah,
Yeah.
you missed the whole 3 hours. Where you was at? Sleep. Let me
Sleeping.
guess, you was asleep?
I've been up for a while.
I knew it.
I've
I
been up
knew
for a
it.
while. So what is that?
Wow,
You just
yeah,
you rerunning all his videos? Is that what you're doing?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, we just shared the screen and just watched his playlist for like the past 3 hours. So,
You should have been here.
I'm gonna do it again the first weekend in September. I'm gonna do it the
Going on?
first Saturday.
Something just happened. Wait a minute. I don't know.
You good?
She went black.
Uh-oh. All right, she's back. Hold up. Christina late to the party. You there?
Well, she's here twice now.
All right, let me take this one out. You there? Can you hear us? Look, that's the universe saying you late, girl. It's the they gone.
Yep. Yes.
Christina, you can't get in. Okay, well.
There she is.
Hello?
Yeah, we got
hear
you.
Christina, if you can hear this, study candlesticks. Okay? That's what you need to be this weekend when you have time. Candlesticks. Go to Coach's educational section. He has flashcards, videos.
Hello?
It's plenty of things to do in that section.
Hello? Wait a minute, hold up. Let me type.
I can't hear you. I can't hear or see anybody.
I can hear her. I can hear her.
We can hear you. I wonder if she can see that. Yeah, she's gone. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. Yep. And
all right, you guys have a great weekend.
You too. Be safe.
I enjoyed today.
Me too, man. I really have fun, and yeah, I definitely think this is something that we should do at least once a month for the new people.
At least, yep.
Yep.
And I don't know if Mitch has started it. We're gonna keep it going.
There you go.
You remember Mitch came on a Saturday one time? That was really
cool,
a really
right?
good turnout.
That's part of what made me think about it. You know, maybe doing something on a Saturday. You there?
I'm back. Yeah, it threw me into another. I don't know. It went off this page and went on to another one. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I saw you signed in twice.
I tried.
Yeah, we heard you. We were hearing you. You weren't hearing.
But listen, Christina. Since you missed the screen, you can do it on your own. But I need you to get the candlesticks down pat.
Yeah, I know.
The reason why I say this is why I first started at. Start with the candlesticks, and then start adding the candlesticks with the volume.
Yep.
And then after that, but while you learning, you don't even need to know candlesticks. The only candlestick you really need to know to get in the trade is which one, Don? Which candlestick they need to see to get in the trade?
Know.
Second 2 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
But you need to learn the candles.
And you guys saw my videos this week.
When it's time.
Watch out.
Oh yeah, I saw the video.
Yeah. I don't know.
I saw the video.
All kinds of videos out like that. So watch out this week.
I will be prepared.
Well, China supposedly declared there's some kind of bankruptcy going on or something. That's what happened yesterday with us with the market, I think. That's what they were saying.
Christina?
I don't know. No clue. But
wow.
Crazy, huh? The conspiracy theories.
Yes.
Yeah. So watch out this week.
Definitely. Be careful trading.
Yeah, it'll be a put week, so I need to learn those right quick. All puts. Don't care what's happening. As long as you can write it up, you can write it down. So
exactly.
Right?
That's it.
That's what we need.
So Thanks for the invite. Sorry I missed it.
Oh, it's okay, baby. You'll be on the next one.
Yeah.
No, we got Monday coming. Monday at 5.
Evening. Yep.
See you guys early. Well, depend on if I get up or if I'm up all night. We'll see if I'm up. If I like
that's
to
the
be
thing
there on a
about
Monday
trading.
morning,
It
so.
don't stop.
Huh?
Trading. I said that's the thing about trading. It don't stop.
It don't stop.
Let's just be clear. You can place a trade anytime, any day, any night. Right now, if you was thirsty enough to trade, you can go and trade crypto.
I know.
The game don't stop. You can be hurt and it don't matter.
Yep.
It's still gonna be there.
Hey, isn't Robinhood 24/7?
Robinhood
I
is
believe it
supposed to be
is.
24/7. Yeah.
I mean,
But the stock market's not running 24/7. I thought it was like
well,
stocks, not
it's
just
running.
crypto.
The stock market is running. That's the reason why the prices change overnight. What it is the futures keep the the indices, the Nasdaq,
Yep.
the S&P, all those, and then other countries trade with our U.S. stocks also. So that's why when you go to sleep at night and you wake up, the price of the big ones didn't change.
Yeah.
It's just not a lot of volume through the night.
Right.
That's all. That's what from what I can gather.
Right.
When I open up my chart at nighttime, I can see Apple moving on the Robinhood, but it's not a lot of volume. So
Right. They can trade our stuff just like we can trade theirs.
So we can do it on
Right,
Robinhood
right.
now, 24/7. And Weeble's like
yeah, Robinhood is
Weeble's
24. I think Weeble goes to something like 8 at night or something like that. I don't know for the aftermarket.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's 24 hours, but
nice.
the main session is 9:30 to
Yeah, the volume's probably
9
not
to
very high.
9:30 to 3.
It's probably
Yeah,
more
the
difficult to
volume
get
is
rid
low,
of stuff
and
too.
then I think it's just limit orders, just like the
No stops
aftermarket.
too.
The same thing, no stops.
Right.
Yep, you're right.
No options.
Yep, no options.
Yeah.
Just only limit orders on shares is the only thing. I think Robinhood is the only one that's still just, I guess, letting you do it. I don't know. They probably have other ones that do it, but I mean, after hours, it's not really needed.
Unless you need to do it, I just need to go and trade right now.
Right. Yeah.
I need to get it
Exactly.
fixed.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, it's true.
But sometimes you can get a run and it'll go crazy in the aftermarket. So I mean, hey,
Well, right
if
after
you're
market
up at
closes,
that
they
time,
usually some run up or they run down, but they go pretty good.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So.
Yeah, I'll check it out. All right, guys. Well, have a great weekend.
All right.
You too.
Thank you. See you Monday morning. Or
All
talk
right.
to you guys Monday morning.
Right.
It'd be nuts if we could all get in on our faces on that Zoom. That'd be crazy.
I know.
It'd be bad.
That'd be
We'd be
too
in big
much.
trouble. We'd be in worse trouble than we are now.
Big Trouble in Little China.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys then.
Bye later.
All right, guys.
Bye.